Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Phantom Zone. Today is just going to be our weekly kind of just hanging out, chill stream, sort of talking about whatever you want to talk about DC, Marvel, Star Wars, all that geek stuff. We'll talk a bit about Book of Boba Fett, and there's a couple of interesting things that happen with that. I'm caught up on all my DC books this week. I didn't read Joker. I think that was this week, and I didn't read Jonathan Kent or whatever it's called, Son of Kal-El. I haven't read those two yet, but I think I may be done with Joker for a little bit just because I'm trying to save some money. Same with Kal-El. I might be done with Kal-El for a bit as well. But yeah, it is what it is. I can't read everything. I'm reading so many X-Men titles. There's a lot more X-Men titles. Plus, I started getting into some older stuff again, reading some of the '90s comics, and I picked up some of the Cull the Conqueror, the old Cull the Conqueror '70s Marvel comic, which is fantastic. I love Cull; he's a great character. So I've been it's a lot to read, but the Batman stuff, Superman, all that stuff, I'm caught up on. Okay, so as always, I've got people to help me, kill some time here. So let's bring in our first guest. Hey, Steve, what is going on?
Hey, man.
Hey.
Another day in paradise.
Oh, yeah, so not Paradise Island.
No.
But all right, and let's bring in our man with the plan. I don't really know if you have a plan, but I didn't want to say the usual. Hey, okay, so let's. Who we got? Oh, Arkham. Hey, J Man, going to read Batman Beyond. Yeah, maybe. No, I will always try a new Batman book. Skeptic, what's going on? Ron, hey, good to see you, Ron. Will George Clooney's Batman appear in the Flash? I have no idea. We'll talk about all that. And then and Steve is gonna only be with us for about half an hour or so. And I think Ron, you said you wanted. I don't know if you wanted to come in for a little bit as well. Arkham is definitely going to be. I think Arkham's going to be joining us for a little bit as well. So we'll definitely get to all that. All right, what else? Who else we got? Is that the crack? Is it too loud? It is pretty loud, but it's supposed to jar you, right? Like might be taking on too much. Oh, for sure, it's outrageous.
That's what they said about that Spider-Man No Way Home, though.
Oh, good point.
So if you do it well, but then again, WB doesn't have a good track record, so but Sony didn't either. So I don't know.
That is true too. Wow, this is a lot of truth here today. Ron Steve doesn't have a YouTube channel. I've signed an exclusive deal with Steve. He only appeared on. Steve Wright is a novelist, and he also does reviews for the movie Elite and also the Action Elite, and they do have a channel. The movie Elite is a movie website that does reviews and retrospectives and that kind of stuff. So Steve's one of the main writers on that. The links for the Action Elite are in my video right now. I don't know if the movie Elite is, I should put a link to the movie Elite. I didn't realize that because I don't know. Maybe I think if you go to the Action Elite, you can get to the movie Elite from there.
Yeah.
But Steve's got his own website where he has his novels. You can buy his novels on Amazon, and that link to his site is definitely in this video's description, as well as my own books that I have published on Amazon as well. So those links are also there. So yeah, Steve can be found in all those links. Just look in the description of all of the live streams. It's in all of them that I do. Skeptic, if Steve and Sean weren't in your streams, they would just be boring. Oh, someone needs to get banned from the. Is this a different person? Sean is the same. He is the same. Oh, you saw the novel? Okay, cool. That's cool. Yeah. So Steve does all that stuff. Okay, let's talk about the Book of Boba Fett. Are we all caught up on the Book of Boba Fett?
Yes, we are. And Skeptic, I was no different with hair.
Oh, yeah.
The only difference is now they don't use me to land airplanes when it's too foggy at the airport.
Yeah. I was pretty hyper when I had the beard. I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know. Like, yeah, you think you're more hyper than?
I was the same, but like that's when I took the hype on Falcon and Winter Soldier and everything. So.
Oh, well, that was a not good. I'm trying to wean out the T word because that's Anthony's thing. Hey, double C, what it is?
Hey, double C.
Sarlacc. Okay, so let's see. Sarlacc pit was way too easy, too short scene. I feel a bit long being digested for. Well, I mean, okay, what did you guys think of the Sarlacc pit? I mean, I thought it looked pretty neat. And there's guys in there that have been digesting for a while, right? Like that Stormtroopers. Who knows how long he's been in there?
Yeah,
we didn't see any of the other I don't think we saw any of the Jedi characters. In there because it's huge, right? Like
my answer to that was, and I thought about this, which may give you an idea about how much time I have in my hands. I can actually sit down and contemplate this, but I think the Stormtrooper was still in there because it was trying to digest his armor, as opposed to everyone else who fell in there who probably wasn't armored up.
Right.
So they'd be easier to digest. That's why I think Boba Fett was still in there, and that's why he saw the Stormtroopers, because he would have been harder to digest because of the armor. Right?
Yeah, so it's supposed to be now 3PO says, or Jabba tells them, and he goes, you'll be digested slowly digested over 1,000 years. So we have to assume that Boba Fett fell in there, and I don't know what the timeline of that is, because he may have only been in there for like half a day or something, right? And that Stormtrooper, there was no Stormtroopers at the palace in Jedi.
No,
was there Stormtroopers?
I think it's just laziness on their part. Like they should have made the suit more corroded or something like that, so that it looks like it's been there for a while. It looks shiny and new when you see it. So I don't know.
What are you talking about? The Stormtrooper?
Yeah, in the thing in the stomach.
You're saying he made, but again, we don't know what happened after. Like we don't know when that guy fell in either, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like that guy could have fallen in after Boba Fett at some point, right? There's so many expendable Stormtroopers around. We don't know where they're at or what's going on, right? Like I don't think like. I mean, is it like laziness versus like? I mean, I don't know what to do. Like, what you wanted to, if it was going to be digested a lot more, that would have suggested that he had fallen in before the Return of the Jedi events, right? Or who knows how long before. Like, I think the thing is like there's an opening, right? There's the opening, and when you fall in, it's like it's huge. Like I'm thinking that thing moves you around, right? Like it's like a huge belly. It's like because when Boba Fett busted through, it's like if the hole is here, he broke through like over on this side. It wasn't like he didn't.
He was a few yards away from the opening.
Yeah, he didn't crawl out of the mouth.
No.
Of the So and the other thing too is the Sarlacc pit, because I don't like the CGI thing that they did in Jedi where they. It looked like what's the plant? Oh,
there's a beak, but
there's a beak.
I thought that it was just a big mouth.
Yeah,
and that just like comes up for air, and it's Pit, right?
What's the plant called, Sean or Steve? I don't know if you guys the plant from
Rocket Venus Flytrap.
Yeah, what's his name? No, but what it looks like the movie.
Audrey something. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Oh, Little Shop of Horrors.
Little Shop of Horrors. It looked
Audrey
exactly
or something like that.
It literally. I thought that's what I immediately thought of. I mean, it's not green. It's brown. But I thought, why does that look weird?
Yeah,
I didn't like that at all. That it kind of comes out and because he's saying it's the resting place of the Almighty Sarlacc, right?
Yeah.
Right. So that was never really explained. Like I just thought you fell in that thing and then it just like moves you in and then you're in now. Like you can't get out because it's got teeth around it, right? Like it looks like it's hard to get out of. Like I was always thinking it locks you in and then you're just in there. So once it's digested enough, it can go open up again and whatever, right? So, but it did have like tentacles that would grab you and like pull you in.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think we've already spent more time talking about it than it showed it on screen.
I think the Marvel comic, it was worse than there. Like people look.
Yeah.
All you need to know is that he escaped. That's it. I don't know why everyone's like, oh, well, how, I don't know if I buy this or whatever. I think in the Marvel comic, he just gets spat out. Like, there's no effort on Boba Fett's part. Like, he just spits him out. And then Boba Fett's like in sand and stuff. He gets up and he hooks up with a bunch of Jawas. That's it. That's
in
it.
the comic, I remember I had it. And
it's like 83 or something. Yeah.
He was literally on the side or something. He was on the side of the mouth. It was weird. He was in the side, and like there was like vultures hanging around him and stuff. And I think he just woke up, and it wasn't. He didn't get out of the pit. Like it seemed to indicate he never went in. He was just on the side, and then he just came out. That's the one I read because I bought it because it's like Boba Fett returns. I'm like, holy crap, Boba Fett returns. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I bought the comic. I read it, and I'm like, wait a minute. They're saying he didn't go in. That's weird.
Yeah, I'm looking at it, and the art is really vague.
Yeah, it's
like
vague as hell.
There's one panel where it looks like he's on the side. Then there's a whole bunch of panels after that, and there's one where it looks like he's spat out with a whoosh and a burp from the
right.
And it's like, well, which one is it? I don't know. But yeah.
The fact that Django exists is because Boba Fett was so popular. It has nothing to do with them. Like Django, that's all thought off after. Like Django, they're just like, oh, people love Boba Fett, so we need a Boba Fett looking person, and we can kind of tell the origin.
Yeah, Boba Fett was really. I don't know. Sometimes I think that there's a sheeple aspect to Star Wars in that, like, listen, I think people were told to love Boba Fett from second one because he was introduced in that cartoon 2 years before Empire Strikes Back. And there was a mail away thing for no reason, like 2 years before Empire Strikes Back, like get Boba Fett with the rocket firing thing. And it's like he was foisted down everyone's throat before Empire. This is going to be the awesome character. It's like people being told. So when he turns up for like maybe 2 minutes of screen time in Empire, I was like, this is awesome. And he was awesome for years. And now it's like, I remember people asking like, why do we like Boba Fett? It's like, because years ago, you were kind of told to, like 2 years by Kenner and by everyone else, 2 years before the movie came out. So I don't know what to say. Like that's
not
my experience. If you were to ask me what Boba Fett's character and personality is, I couldn't freaking tell you. And people like, well, Boba Fett's too soft here. Like, how do you know? How do you know? I don't know what you're talking about.
So
there's books and comics, but like 20, 30 years later,
Like so I never saw the holiday special, so I never.
Well, no, we were like one, right?
Yeah, so I never saw that. I didn't know about the mail away rocket firing jetpack anything. I have my childhood Boba Fett figure. I don't have my childhood Slave One, but Slave One was the only vehicle I had from Star Wars, and Slave One. So Slave One and Boba Fett, and I had the Han and the carbonite.
Yeah, that's cool.
Piece.
Yeah,
that's cool.
So, and I would put it in, and I would have Boba Fett, put it in and all that.
Yeah.
So Boba Fett was like, I loved him because it's weird, but you think like this when you're a kid, you're like, oh, I've got the complete Boba Fett.
That ship is awesome too.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, and the cockpit would rotate when
yeah.
I had the Corgi I still have it, but the fins are broken because they were plastic. So
So I had that, and to me, I had like the complete Boba Fett set, even though it's not really anything.
The Boba set.
Boba set. Whereas, like, I never had any Han Solo figure, and I never had the Falcon.
What the hell?
So I would mix toys, as all kids did. So I mixed G.I. Joe figures with Star Wars figures to kind of round out, what I needed. So like I would use Dial Tone as my Indiana Jones figure. I don't know why I used Dial Tone. You could use the better guys, but that's the only guy I had from G.I. Joe. So it's like I would mix things like that and be like, oh, look, it's Indiana Jones teaming up with G.I. Joe and teaming up with Star Wars. You're like, all right. So that's why I loved Boba Fett. I just thought he looked cool. I didn't get into the characters of who is he. I just literally like, this guy looks awesome. I still think he's the best looking character. That's it. He just looks awesome. So, and I'm like, oh, he captured Han. That's pretty cool, and all that stuff. So when he fell in the pit in the beginning of Jedi, I was like, oh shit, this sucks. And I thought, oh, I guess that's the end of that guy. And then I know I've got some of the novels, but I don't really, for me, I'm a live action Star Wars person. So to me, like live action, except for now Clone Wars, I suppose, and whatever, live action was always the proper in canon Star Wars. Like, I'm like, yeah, if it was live action, it counts. If it's a cartoon, then it doesn't, Tell me why IG-88 is better than Boba Fett, skeptic. Tell me, I can tell you IG-8's story. It's really neat, but IG-88 doesn't really do much if you go by the EU stuff and the novel, where he becomes a Death Star and just dies. But I think that was IG-88. Yeah, that was IG-88. He becomes the Death Star, and then he just gets blown up. But
the second Death Star, right?
The second Death Star.
Yeah. All right.
So anyways, but yeah, so I always like Boba Fett anyway. So yeah, Mandalorian, I thought that was a great series. I like Boba Fett. I like the second episode. I know people, some people didn't like it. Some people loved it. I love Tusken Raiders. I like Tatooine. I like Jawas. Out of the Black series, of the big Black series of figures, I only bought the Bounty Hunters and a Tusken Raider who I still have in the packaging here. And I bought everything from Mandalorian. I got Cara Dune and I got the Mando, but I didn't get everybody else because they're just too expensive. So I always like Boba Fett. He's my favorite for looks. I've got a Boba Fett mug right there that I use as my pencil holder. So
I just don't like that Boba Fett now is just this bald old guy. Like, I get it, but it's like there's nothing you can do about that. But oh well,
No, so I mean, but see, then here's where we're at though. Here's hey Arkham, how's it going?
Good.
So the thing is, what do you do then with Boba Fett? Do you just not do anything with him, or just
why does having him in the costume say you can't do anything with him?
Did you like Boba Fett?
Yeah, we're just kind of talking about it right now. So sorry, Sean, what were you saying?
What do you mean? If he's in the costume,
you're saying you don't want a bald guy to be Boba Fett. So, but that is the actor now. So I mean, what do you do?
You didn't have to have that guy come back. I get everyone's like, well, Tamora Morrison. Well, you know what? Tamora Morrison is not like Boba Fett. I get that he's the clone. He played the clones and stuff and everything. Right. So, or the guy they cloned.
Django.
He played Django, didn't he?
Yeah, he's Django.
I don't have to see him again. When I think of Boba Fett, I think of Boba Fett. I think my Boba Fett figure is not that guy. It's the costume and the helmet and stuff. It's not this bald guy walking around,
The one thing that is annoying, and I've noticed it a lot more, is he takes off the helmet all the time. And it makes me appreciate the Mandalorian more because other than a couple times, Mando never takes off the helmet, right?
Yeah.
We don't need to see him.
I get that's what they're gonna do. I myself don't like that, but that's just it's just a thing. And again, it sets it apart from Mando too. It's you can't have two of the same thing with different colors, right?
I know, but it's just Boba Fett. The Boba Fett look is iconic, right? Everyone knows if someone walks in with that helmet and the jetpack, that's Boba Fett. You take it off, take the helmet off, and it's to your point, Sean, it's an old bald guy. And it's okay, why is this happening? And it's not I need to see Tamora Morrison's face because in the flashbacks, he doesn't have the armor. So I'm seeing his face all the time in the flashbacks. So I don't know why they can't do that. I know it's they do the same with Mando. Well, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you.
I think
my Boba Fett's figure, to your point, never came with the helmet off.
Yeah, I think they'll do more with the helmet and stuff later. This, of course, was flashbacks. I'm okay with that too. I know people attend to the flashbacks. I'm why is this the hill you're dying on? This is called storytelling. It's the second episode. It's and listen, if by the end of this show they don't do anything with the Tusken Raiders, he doesn't team up with them to overthrow that hut or whatever, then I'll be pissed off that they wasted all that time. But obviously it's setting something up, right? I've seen TV shows before. I'm not super tense at that. I thought this was cool. So
the flashbacks to me are better than what's going on in present day.
Yeah, they're better. My only nitpick is the Tuskens would know how to drive a freaking speeder. Like, wouldn't they? They know how to operate those laser rifles. They would know how to do that too. But they have to have something where he bonds with them, right? You know.
Well, I don't think so. You can shoot
Yeah.
a gun but can't drive a car, right? Like
Yeah.
that's
Shoot
not,
a gun and
I don't know.
I don't think shooting a gun is the same as riding one of those.
Well,
Vehicle things.
it's like in North America, horses are not indigenous to North America, right?
Right.
And they were introduced like hundreds of years ago. And by the 1800s, Native Americans had mastered horse warfare better than whites, and they just learned it. That's it's like it was the way of transportation around there, so they learned it. I don't know why these guys wouldn't like barter and learn.
When did they get horse? I don't think they didn't have.
Use it.
Yeah, the natives didn't have horses for a long time, right? Like they only got them. When did they get them? I don't remember. I don't know
No, but that's my point.
Yeah, so they
learned it.
But that's not a vehicle. A horse is you just get on it and tame it.
A horse is different than
you have to learn it.
But it's like that's not the same as a car where there's brakes and steering and like
I don't know.
Like, have you ever driven?
If they're native to that place and everyone's driving around with speeders, they would know how to use.
Okay, can you drive stick? Can you drive stick, Sean?
I've never wanted to.
Well, so you can't.
I don't need
to. No, you can't.
You can't go on the Amazing Race then.
So right, driving stick has been around.
I would never drive in those countries. That I don't even know why they haven't do that. Like, what's the liability on that?
I'm so confused what's happening.
Okay, so look, I can't drive stick either. Have you ever driven a car without power steering?
No.
I have.
I know, but that's different.
So you can't. No, but it's the
they
same
need to
thing.
survive in that land, right?
It's
the same thing.
What kind of argument is this?
It's not the same thing. I don't need to drive a stick to survive. They would have to learn that.
Yeah, they don't need to drive speeder bikes to survive.
No, I disagree. Like they've ridden banthas. That's the thing. Like they had no need, and like the train goes by and they're just like, you can't catch it. Like that's the mentality of that tribe. They're like, you can't catch it. It's done. Like Boba Fett's the one guy who's like, you need to get a speeder bike.
Like,
and they're
learning to ride a horse is different than driving a car or whatever they have in Star Wars. I don't think it's easy to just.
Well, I wonder if can regular people get on a bantha and maneuver that? Probably not, right? Like the bantha is part of their thing. That's why they understand how to use that and they understand how to talk to the creatures around them. But the speeder bike is like an empire thing, right? So I don't think they would have access to that. I don't think that was so out there for them to not to be like inept in using speeder bikes or whatever.
Right.
But whatever. I mean, again, do you want to die on that?
History, but yeah, sure.
Yeah, like you don't want. Yeah. You mean the elephant?
A non-existent tribe not being able to use a non-existent vehicle.
Anyways, okay. So did you like Boba Fett, like episode 1 and 2 or whatever?
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
It was good. Like I do understand the complaints of him having the helmet off and stuff like that. I think
normally he doesn't remove it, but he's not a Mandalorian. Mandalorians don't remove it. He's just using the armor.
Right.
That's what people are tense on.
I don't mind it because like it could be something with the actor also because like some actors don't like wearing the helmet on the whole time and stuff like that. So it could be that kind of thing that some people brought up online.
Yeah, like for me, it only matters if the character's identity is in question. So Spider-Man constantly removing his mask or whatever is irritating, right?
Yeah.
It's like, and he didn't remove the mask that often in Amazing Spider-Man Part 2, oddly enough. Which is
it's like we learned lessons in that one. It's like Spider-Man is the best thing in that movie.
It's like, don't remove your mask. Now, because Boba Fett is already a known person and he's a clone and everyone knows what he looks like anyways, the mask doesn't even matter anymore. It's just a helmet that he wears. It's like the mask. So I think people are a little bit upset that you've made the mask meaningless, but that was made meaningless in the Clone Wars. And as soon as Jango Fett appeared and as soon as Boba Fett was the clone of Jango or whatever, I checked out of that.
He's not a character then. What's the point? Yeah.
I didn't like that. Yeah. So people getting upset now, it's like, where were you on episode 2?
But that's my point. Like, who and what is Boba Fett? Like, who cares?
Right.
It's
so
like
now,
it's cool that they made this, but like they're not. I mean, they'll use the iconography later, right? He'll have the helmet all the time and stuff later.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's like a lot of the stuff. A lot of the problems I have with this are just nitpicks. They're not like structural terrible problems to me. It's like, it's like the helmet and they're on Tatooine again.
Right.
Stuff like that, right? But
I don't mind the desert setting because I like it's Dark Sun. It's literally Dark Sun, the TV
it's Dark
series.
Sun. It's
This is
John
awesome.
Carter Mars. It's all that.
Yes,
stuff.
John Carter. It's all that stuff. So and I like all that stuff. So
like this series is very interesting. Like it's pretty good. I'm just wondering when Mandalorian season 3's gonna come.
Yeah, that's gonna. I don't know
because like I heard what's the actor's name?
Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, Pedro Pascal. Because like he's not just filming The Mandalorian this year. He's also filming Last of Us also. So like, so I'm not sure. I don't know what's gonna come first because like, we might not get into 2023 probably.
It's probably end of the year.
Probably end of the year or something like that because he's working on 2 projects.
Like that what is it called? Cassian or Andor or what the hell that show is called? It's supposed to come out in like July or something.
I think they're just calling it Andor.
Yeah. He's gonna look like 5 years older than he did when he died. It's like the man died in a movie 5 years ago.
Hey, truth.
And you're gonna see him way later when the actor's aged.
Hey, Ron. Steve's got to go in about 5 or 10 minutes, so I'll shoot you a link in a little bit once Steve gets going. So before Steve does go, let's just quick hit because I know you caught up on all the Batman stuff. What are you thinking about the Abyss storyline? It's looking pretty cool right now.
Yeah, I liked it how I read both of them. I like it how it goes back towards Batman Incorporated,
right.
Where it has. When I read the issue, it kind of was like it was very good, but it was also funny at the same time. Bruce Wayne almost punching Lex Luthor in the face.
Yeah, that was good.
It's like, do not talk about Dick Grayson that way, and he almost punching him in the face.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting. Luthor is bankrolling them. Like what I love about Luthor is how he continues to straddle that line between hero and villain, where he's obviously a villain, but he's on the surface a very good person, and he's one of the more I don't want to say unique, but like he's one of those well thought up characters who isn't just black and white. He's gray, right? He's versatile is what I'm looking for, the word I'm looking for. So
yeah, Luthor's awesome in this in this series, and like it's just like he's like, oh, I can fund it for you, and he's like literally like pouring the wine. It's like each drop is like what he's telling the price of everything. This wine costs $20 million or whatever, whatever it was, and it's like you're like, what a douchebag.
It's the Batman comic books continue to be extremely well written. I am reading Task Force Z now.
Oh yeah. Quickly before you go, tell me how that is.
It's turned out really good. Jason Todd is leading them.
Yep.
And to give an idea how good it is, so Bane's there, and they put this Lazarus resin in them to like revive them. The more you put in, the more their old personality comes up. So he's like, give these guys more, because I don't want zombies. I want to lead like thinking people. Right. So he does it. And Bane, he's standing beside Bane, and Bane's like, oh, you're the one who told him to put the more resin in. He's like, yeah. He's like, how do you feel? Do you remember things? He's like, yeah. He's like, so you remember killing Alfred Pennyworth?
Oh, shit.
Like, yes. He kicks him off the roof. He phones up the leads. He's like, yeah, Bane's down. He's not coming back.
Oh, awesome.
It was really awesome how they did it. I was laughing. I was like, that's great. He's like, so you remember killing Alfred, right? He's like, yes, I do. It's like, okay. And he kicks him right off the roof.
I love that because like, I think deep down, Jason Todd really wanted revenge against Bane, because like he killed Alfred. Like, He killed Alfred in front of Damian Wayne.
Yeah.
And like I like how Jason Todd was very close to everyone. The Bat family was very close to Alfred, and seeing like Bane remember, and you see Jason Todd kill him. That was very cool.
Anyhow,
So
guys,
maybe
I'm
I'll
gonna
check
go.
it.
Have a
Okay,
good
all right,
stream.
Steve. Thanks
Talk
for
to you
popping
later.
in.
See you.
I'll see you.
Bye.
Ron, I sent you a link if you want to come in.
I've been liking all the comic books. Like the comic books been very good. It's just the live action controversy towards like the live action movie controversy is just bad.
So what do you think about this? Sean, Arkham, have you guys seen that? Like, I mean, you've heard about the Justice League. They want to have like the females, like no Superman, no Batman. It'll be Batgirl and Supergirl. I mean, that's
Yeah.
obviously garbage beyond
Yeah.
anything.
Like I'm already mad that like they want to make like in my perspective, like I want, if you were gonna bring Michael Keaton back, bring him just for a Batman Beyond movie, to be honest.
Right.
Because like I don't like this idea of a Batgirl Beyond, because it's kind of like when I think of Batgirl Beyond, it's from the comics where it's Dick Grayson's daughter that becomes Batwoman Beyond or something like that
Right.
in the comics. And I don't like Barbara Gore. I don't like this mentorship. Like if you're gonna bring him back, just do Batman Beyond. Like I don't want a 70-year-old Batman that's just in a chair.
Yeah, Batman Beyond was pretty big. Like I remember that starting up. I did you watch Batman Beyond, Sean, or were you like? Did you watch?
Yeah, it's cool.
Like when it was on. I mean, like when it was on.
I didn't watch every episode, but like I saw it. So
yeah, to me, I was like, okay, this is okay. I wasn't like super dying over it, but I was like, it looks pretty good. So I've got the DVDs of it or whatever. And I have never really gone back to revisit it, but I remember thinking it was pretty good. But it's got a big fan base, and a lot of people like what's his name, Terry or whatever. So is there really a point in changing that around? Like it's just gonna piss people. It's like a guaranteed to piss people off.
I talked to a lot of my friends that are hardcore DC fans. They don't like the idea of replacing, like, if you're gonna do Batgirl, do her correct. Don't just do the replacement kind of thing with Batman. That's kind of stupid. Like, and don't do the same thing with Supergirl. Like, they're Supergirl and Batgirl are their own characters. Don't make it like you're replacing the characters. Like that. Like I kind of feel like they kind of don't know what they're doing with their own properties.
What were you gonna say, Sean?
No, I'm just trying to read up on this whole like female Justice League. My problem is if I see we got this covered as part of the information, it's bullshit. I've said this before. That site is a pack of lies. Everybody knows it on the internet. So like, never listen to those guys. So I'm trying to trace it back beyond them.
So it's like if they got one thing right, it'll be the first thing they ever got right. Is that?
Yeah, no, they never get anything right. Everyone knows that. It's like we got this covered as the worst. It's the worst. But let me see, because they claim that someone at WB said this. So I think they're saying Zack Snyder. You know what? That's horseshit. They're not going to do that. That all-female Justice League.
Yeah, there's no way. Do you guys? Does anyone subscribe? Hey, Ron, how's it going, dude?
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
Yeah, do you guys? Does anyone subscribe to Comics by Perch? Do you guys?
Comics by what?
Comics by Perch. It's a channel, comic book channel.
I never heard of that.
He basically, I didn't know this, and this just because I don't follow up on stuff like this, but he said that a lot of sites, like even if you look at like Forbes or any of these other like kind of bigger named news sites or whatever, he goes, they don't just have their staff writers, they just take anything. They'll just take solicitations and they just need clicks, right? So they don't give a crap. So a lot of times if you see articles and you're like, oh, this was in Forbes, it's like it's literally just, it could just be some random person submitting it, and they'll almost publish anything.
Yeah. There's also something that came out today, supposedly, like we all know the Supergirl movie is happening, like it's in development and stuff like that, but supposedly they're going to erase the whole Snyderverse, and they're going to make a Man of Steel sequel and bring General Zod back, and it will be like Kara Zor-El replacing Superman.
I mean, this. Okay,
I don't know if that, but the thing is, the general public won't understand that.
Right.
They barely understood Batman versus Superman with like some of the bread and butter characters they had. Now you want them to understand this weirdo Supergirl. I'm assuming it's the one that's introduced in the Flash, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
they're not
I'm
going
just
to get
hoping
it.
none of this is true, because like I take everything with grain of salt, but like there's just so much. It's not just one person confirming this. It's like several people are confirming this with rumors and this, and it's true. And I hope it's not true. I don't mind female empowerment. There's nothing wrong with that within DC. You see in DC Comics, but you should never replace your iconic Justice League, like in the comics, the Batman, Superman, and just replace it with Batgirl and Supergirl. Like, you should never do that.
Not if you want money, but yeah, I don't know. What do you think about? So Skeptic is saying the Snyderverse is a broken mess. It's not even broken because it never really was. Like, we have to face the facts. The facts is that Man of Steel came out and it made some money, and some people like it, some people don't. That's the facts of it.
Yeah.
It's not like the Superman Part 1 with Christopher Reeve, where almost everyone thinks that's a great movie. The Man of Steel, some people really love it, some people don't care about it, some people really hate it. So that's not good. That's not a universe builder. Then Batman versus Superman came out. Nobody understands that movie. Some people really hate it. Some people really love it. Some people don't care. And then even people that love Man of Steel don't necessarily love BVS that much either. So this isn't a universe. This is a few movies that kind of have continuity together that the general person on the street doesn't know or care about. They're just like, it's not like MCU where a regular person walking down the street will be like, oh yeah, MCU, I know what that is. If you say DCEU, they might be confused. They might be like, oh yeah, like, like DC, is that DC stuff? It's like, yeah. Like, it's not like Snyderverse. Snyderverse is really just those 3 movies for people.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, it doesn't even mean like those iterations living on in other people's movies, which it should. That's what
I also think.
Right.
I also think it's someone gave like a good explanation. I feel like people don't know what they want. Also, like.
Yeah, that's always true. And
like,
remember, too, you can't ignore things. This is the other thing that the Snyder. This is the other problem with Snyderverse. It's like the Suicide Squad movies, Birds of Prey, Wonder Woman 84. Like it or not, these are part of it. It's the same. It's the same actors.
But even Warner Brothers ignores it because like it's
right.
like what is like one of their big things was Harley Quinn. But what is Harley Quinn's trajectory in those movies? It's like
I have no idea.
One appearance isn't really connected to the other appearance, isn't connected to the other appearance.
Right.
Same actress, same character, but it doesn't seem like it is the same character. It's like
it doesn't.
It's like the one from the Suicide Squad. It doesn't seem like she came from the one from Birds of Prey.
Right.
Birds of Prey. It doesn't seem like she came from the Suicide Squad movie, the first Suicide Squad movie. Look, I think what they're trying to do with Flash is what Sony was trying to and kind of succeeded in doing with Spider-Man is like set it up so that the public now understands that when they make a Spider-Man 4 from Tobey Maguire, they'll know what that is, and it's kind of connected to everything else. And if they make an Amazing Spider-Man 3 with Andrew Garfield, the public will know what that is and how it's connected to everything else.
Right.
So now they've made a crossroads with that film that everyone will accept. And so nothing will make like little sense to people. And that's kind of maybe what they're doing with Flash, that if they do a Man of Steel 2, for example, people will be like, oh, it's part of the multiverse and it'll connect to their other weird Superman movie or their Supergirl thing or their Ta-Nehisi Coates Superman or something like that, right? Maybe that's what they're doing. Yeah,
I have no clue what's happening with the Flash. Like I'm going like I'm going to wait until official information because like all these are just rumors, scoopers, and I have no clue what's going on. Like
Yeah, just
like,
if it's from We Got This Covered, is bullshit.
it
See a
wasn't
lot of
from
it
We
too.
Got Covered. Like a lot of people are going by what's her name?
Yeah,
famous-
Grace.
Yeah, a lot of people are going
I
by
don't
what
know
Grace
why.
Randolph's been saying.
Ron, what do you think of all this?
Yeah. So first of all, Arkham, when you mentioned them bringing Zod back, because they kind of already did in Batman versus Superman when Lex made the Doomsday.
He wouldn't.
So
he
is it
wouldn't
the
be
same
Doom-
one they're
he
trying to
wouldn't-
bring back? That same iteration of him?
He wouldn't be Doomsday. He would be like General Zod from Man of Steel, and it would be like, this is just rumors. I have no clue what's happening. I'm just very concerned about what's happening to the DCU.
Yeah.
But like, what what the rumor said is that they're gonna be erasing whatever Zack Snyder's movies, and they're going to reboot it and redo Man of Steel 2, but with Kara Zor-El at Supergirl. And I do not like that. Like, do not do that.
Yeah, that's interesting. Because, yeah, I heard that too about the Flash movie. They're going to kind of erase the Snyderverse. I don't know if it'd be the same kind of thing like they did at the end of the Justice League, the Snyder cut with the Flash when everything went wrong and then he went and, kind of fixed everything. But, yeah, the DCEU, like you said, J-Man, because people be like, DCEU, is that like Dane Cook? What is that? But
no, regular people don't
Yeah.
care, right? Like
you say like MCU, they're like, oh yeah, totally. But yeah, the movies, because like Wonder Woman 84 didn't perform very well, and I thought that movie, it didn't work, but Gal was great in it.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of great characters, but you look
I
at
like Gal
that.
Gadot as Wonder Woman. Like she's very good Wonder Woman in my opinion.
So
Yeah.
So sorry. The fact is, so how to fact check this is Michael Shannon and Ante Tro. I can't remember how you pronounce her name. Who plays
Feyora?
Yeah.
They're on the official cast list on the press site from Warner Brothers for The Flash.
Oh yeah.
So that's why people are speculating that those. So I believe that. So that's a fact. So
Yeah.
But that could be a flashback.
Well, right. It could be anything, but the fact is they're in it. So yeah.
The thing is, you have to everyone's part of the unions and all that. If there is a voiceover of General Zod saying a line of dialogue, then they're in the Remember, Sean, this credits thing that this is going back to the dawn of filmmaking. We'd see people in the credits, you'd be like, "Holy shit, this guy's gonna be in this movie," and it's like, "Wait, where is he? He's not even in this movie." I
don't know if you guys know what Cats and Dogs is. That movie from like it's like an old.
That's where they go to war and they
go to war with each other. My aunt was an actress and she's in that. She's sixth billing in that movie, and I'm like, oh my god. When I watch it, she's barely in it because all her parts were cut out because she was difficult on set, right? But the thing is, she did work on it, so she's in the credits, right? So yeah.
Yeah, like Bruce Campbell got edited out of Quick and the Dead, I think, and he got edited out.
And the credits for last sorry, what's it called? I always wanted to call it Last Skywalker, Rise of Skywalker. That has a ton of people in it, but it's because they use snippets of their voices at the end. What's her face? Yeah,
let's see
that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah. But it's interesting because you wonder with the Flash movie, it all depends if Zack Snyder,
I do not like it.
If he's going to be able to continue like his movie verse. But the Flash movie's already been made. I don't know if they're done with it, but
I think they're done with it.
Yeah, because that's the main factor. Because if they erase everything, then they can continue, and then you have the new Batman movie. Like I said, it looks like they're just taking on a lot of characters. Maybe more than necessary, but it looks like a great movie, so it could work.
Yeah, just remember, I mean, Aquaman 2 is still in production, and Wonder Woman 3, I guess. But we know they've shot Aquaman 2, Shazam 2, and that Black Adam movie. They're shooting that. So all of that had spun out of the the Zack Snyder like look and feel. So
Yeah, so those are
and
still coming
continuity.
out, right?
So, yeah.
Like, those are for sure 100% coming out.
Like, I do like
I've long been
I just
done
hope
skeptic.
like I just hope the movie's good and half of the rumors, like all the rumors, are not true. I don't want. You need a Superman and Batman in a universe. You can't.
I don't know what their aversion to Superman is.
Who has 2 thumbs and is tired of all these movies? This guy. I know. It's like, yeah, it's like, okay, let me phone me up. So can someone tell me when the real heroes are showing up, and then I'll tell me when the real Flash shows up, and then I'll come check it out. It's like, I want regular Flash. I don't want Flashpoint Flash. I don't want Toilet Paper Universe Flash. I don't want Zack Snyder Flash. I want normal Flash. He's a friggin' forensic scientist. He puts on the red proper suit that's red with the right boots, runs around Central City and saves people. I don't want Team Flash where Iris makes all the decisions. I don't want armored Flash.
I hate that show.
Yeah, I don't want armored Flash with NASA armor that I have to pretend makes sense because someone's
I got a
explaining
second
to me.
one, so
sorry. Awesome. Are those the cards?
I do think
I got a second case.
Nice.
I do think this is like I really like the suit of Zack Snyder's Justice League Flash. It reminds me of. Have you ever read Injustice?
No, because it has Superman turning bad, right? So I'm not reading.
But like no matter that, it looks like it has a lot of inspiration towards the Injustice comics and the games. That's the reason why I really like it.
Well, I was looking today through some of my old Action Comics because I read the first 30 issues digitally of Action Comics, and I found one issue, is issue number 7, where the coloring is completely messed off, and Superman has yellow boots for like several pages, not on the cover, but several pages. And I'm thinking the cover, I don't know if that was digitally changed, but he has yellow boots for like a majority of it. So. There you go. He has yellow boots. Should we have like that happened in the comics? Like I'm tired of it's in the comics because the comics have been going on for 80 years. There's so many things in the comics that are weird, but you have to go by what considered Superman Prime. Superman Prime is regular Superman who's got red and blue. He's got the S on his chest, or the symbol of L, or whatever they call it now. It was an S when we were kids. So
freaking S for Superman.
It was an S for Superman.
Yeah.
It's like, then they made up. I know that's perhaps a John Byrne thing, but I like John Byrne.
No, it was
Oh, it wasn't John Byrne.
Birthright or something. I think. Yeah.
Okay.
It's fairly recent. Yeah.
Okay. So so it wasn't even. Go ahead, Ron.
And why the yellow boots?
No, because they didn't.
Because it was the 30s, and they messed up the coloring.
And they messed up the coloring. They didn't like. Yeah. So what I'm saying is like there wasn't like everyone's putting a lot of thought into this now. Like back then they're like, look, we're writing comic strips. Like who cares? He's fighting guys. It's like it's Superman. You know who it is. It's not that big a deal. Somewhere along the line, Superman, they start to think a little bit more ahead of like, okay, what arcs are we telling? There wasn't story arcs. You'd read a Superman comic. It's basically like reading an elongated comic strip. A comic strip, like if you've been reading the Phantom comic strips, it's like 3 or 4 panels. The Sundays are like 6 panels or something. That's it, and that's still going.
Really, a Superman.
Oh, nice.
64. It's the first appearance of Lexor, which is what Lex Luthor takes over in pre-Crisis and everything.
Yes, okay.
It's from like the early 60s.
That's pretty good. Yeah. So my Superman, like for me, it's Man of Steel when John Byrne kind of took over. That's where I was more into. I know you don't like that.
No, it's cool, and it's Clobberin has a super aversion to.
I know, and you fake hate it because you buy tons of comics.
He doesn't like the Lex Luthor being a corporate guy.
I love that.
I'm okay with that. Like, and they have the mad scientist stuff anyways.
Like, he just makes stuff anyways.
He makes stuff all the time. He made Parasite.
Exactly. He makes shit all the time. I'm like, what are you guys talking about?
The rest of it, though, like the depowering and all that stuff, I'm like,
he's not that depowered anyways. He gets powered back
on
up.
Earth. It's like that sucks. Anyway.
It's comic. It's basically like it all comes back. The regular Superman comes back. Anyway.
Oh, did you guys hear that the CW is selling?
Good. Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna purchase it. I'll buy it.
We'll pull our resources
with Bitcoin.
Like this is what I think.
Yeah.
This is what I think is happening. Like the DC stuff will go on HBO Max. Like they're not gonna sell the DC stuff. That's kind of obvious.
Yeah,
because like with CW, they WB gave like the permission to use those characters, but they don't have the rights.
Right.
So
it's
like
the same as that when DC had their own streaming service and it went belly up, it all went to HBO Max.
yeah,
It's
so
still
that's
going
going to
on.
HBO Max. I think the rest of the CW is going to just get sold off and stuff like that because I feel like the CW's been going downhill. To be honest,
It's
like,
been going down fast. It's like they want it to suck.
They want it to
They're like I will give one positive now. Write this down. I'm giving a positive to Zack Snyder, to Snyderverse. He is trying in his own way to tell somewhat of a story that he kind of thinks is a serious, good story. You know, it's the wrong depiction, but whatever. CW is actively trying to make garbage TV. It's like they sit there like, what could make this really bad right now? Oh, I got this idea. Why don't we have a bunch of useless characters who do nothing in Flash except when Flash messes up, they yell at him. And I thought, yes, that's perfect. They do nothing for the entire episode.
yeah.
They're useless garbage characters that stand around, do nothing. When Barry fails, they make fun of him. And I'm thinking, this is like, and somebody is like, yes, let's do that. It's like Batwoman. Let's remove all of the Batwoman things that there possibly could be and make everybody garbage. Batwoman is probably the most hateable. Like she was on one episode of The Flash. I couldn't stand looking at her. I'm like, get her out of here. I just can't stand her. It's like all the characters are so garbage on these shows. They need to die fast. They need to just, if I took over CW, I would auto cancel everything except for Superman and Lois. And then the very next episode of Superman and Lois that I was in charge of, he would get the proper costume, but like the first episode costume. I wouldn't do the Fleischer S. I would do the modern, like the modernized S. I do like the black and the yellow outline. That's kind of neat, but I mean, that's, really not Superman anymore. But
I think it is kind of a smart decision to sell off the CW because
I like Saban. This is all Power Rangers right here. This entire show is every season of Power Rangers except for Beast Morphers because that never came out, and Dino Fury, which is on right now.
I do think like the development, like all the shows that they had in development are probably gonna get canceled.
Yeah, they need to be canceled. Take that money and feed the homeless. It's like do something useful. It's like stop paying people. People are okay. Remember when you have a job and if you suck at your job, you get fired. People suck at their job at CW and they keep getting promoted. It's like, let's do another season.
Yeah,
it's
welcome to the corporate world, J-Man.
Yeah, you fall up, right? You fall upwards.
Yeah, you're horribly incompetent and you fail upwards.
Yeah,
you're amazing at everything you do and you succeed downwards. Yeah.
Yeah, you get promoted.
Yeah, it's like with I think it happened on Netflix when they were starting to cancel the series because HBO Max and Disney Plus were coming out. I know they did that with I think the Punisher show.
Yeah.
And they canceled, like it was doing fine in that, and they canceled it. But yeah, all the streaming services. So that creates even more confusion because the Marvel movie universe, it's a lot easier to follow. Even though we've had 3 Hulks, 3 Spider-Mans, even all the series, it's easier to follow these things. But yeah, with the DCEU, I mean, because if the new Batman movie doesn't work out, then what happens?
Right. And then they're going to do year 1 Batman again.
Yeah, because if Snyder can continue making his Snyderverse movies, but then you have these other series coming on and all these movies that don't connect with it and different timelines, and it's just, but it's all really entertaining though.
I am kind of happy that the Batman is not connected to it because like Matt Reeves did give them warning, like because like WB likes to meddle into stuff and
Stargirl's cool.
And they love to do that. And Matt Reeves gave the I remember like I think it was from Hollywood Reporter and stuff like that, or Variety, that like Jeff Johns wanted to meddle in with his script and stuff like that. And with his movie, he said no, and he kicked him out. and it's like if you mess with his movie, he's done. Like he's not come back. He like he wants to do it his way. Like no matter if you're excited for the Batman or not, you have to. I just want to see his vision, not the studio's vision, his vision. Just don't mess around with what the director wants to do.
Yeah, like WB's too corporate for that though. Like Joker's supposed to be separate, but
Yes.
they changed the ending so that they could have a back door into maybe this is part of the Batman universe.
Hey, Pineapple.
They as soon as it made $1 billion, they asked, "Can we do a Joker 2?" Also, they wanted to see maybe they could like connect this to the Batman. It's like, no, it's its own thing. That's why people liked it. Move on.
Yeah, the Batman's its own thing. The Joker is just I don't see Joker 2 happening.
No.
Because like
what's the story there?
I don't know, because like they're like when I watch the movie, you can determine it in multiple ways. This could just been a whole dream with because look at the clock. Like the clock never changes. It was still the whole time. So
it's like the King of Comedy. I don't know if you've seen that movie.
I have. I own it.
It's based on stuff like that, right? And in that movie, you can interpret that as a delusion as well.
Yeah. So like, and also like Matt Reeves already has planned for his Joker, so like he's gonna cast a new person. So like I don't understand why people would want it to be connected, because how can you have an 80 like like when his parents died in the Joker, Batman is around at least 20, and like how old is Joker gonna be? Like 80? Like
that's the Arkham. That's that show, the Arkham, like that Arkham problem too. Like all the villains are popping up when Batman's like 8.
Yeah, Gotham.
It's
like talking about Gotham.
Yeah. Oh, Gotham. What did I say? Arkham? Yeah, the Gotham show. But no, the original. The original ending for Joker was that he flashes back at the end to when Bruce Wayne's parents are robbed, and he flashes back to what happens after that. It's really like Joker, and he turns around and shoots Bruce Wayne in the face, and that's it. That's the ending of that movie. They changed it so that perhaps maybe Batman is part of this universe. So yeah.
Or there could just be open door like to do sequel. Like I heard like that like some people say that maybe what's the director's name?
For Joker?
Yeah, Joker. Oh, yeah, Phillips. They did say that it's possible he could create his own version of Batman, but like I just don't see that like ever happening. Like it was never greenlit. Technically, it's not technically greenlit of the Joker 2. It just says
take the win.
It's in development, because like with Warner Brothers, you do get the pattern of a lot of projects are in development, but a lot of them might not even happen.
Yeah.
Oh, good. A non-penguin movie.
There were so many Superman and Superman versus Batman scripts in the 90s before all this, like that were all rejected. It's craziness. And like the old Batman script before Batman 89 was more akin to Batman Begins. It was there's always stuff that's written that we never see. Yeah. They should have a hardbound a deluxe edition of all that stuff. I totally buy it.
I was able to buy a magazine. I'm a horror movie fanatic, and I got the Freddy versus Jason, the history of Freddy versus Jason. It talks about all the script ideas.
That's the one. Is that the one we talked about like years ago when they had the manifesto and all the stupidness, like a new character comes in and and Jason is on trial in real life, but he's haunted by Freddy.
Yeah, at one point they wanted Freddy and Jason actually in a boxing ring fighting.
Right.
I'm like, okay. Right. And then Ronnie Yu, who's the Bride with White Hair and the Bride of Chucky, 2 Bride movies, came in and he's like this Asian filmmaker, and he's like, well, the first thing I did before making this movie was I watched all the Freddy movies and all the Jason movies. Ding, ding, ding. That's your first step, guys. Watch the damn movies. Then he made notes. He's like, In Jason movies, the teens are really stupid, they're sexed out, they're drugged out, and he kills them in brutal ways. In the Freddy movies, it's dreamlike. Freddy preys on their dreams. So each character is an individual character that has something wrong with them or that's scared of something, and he preys on that. So how do we put this together? You know what I mean? Like, so he goes, in this movie, we need to have people that get killed in the Freddy Krueger ways and people that get killed in the Jason ways. And he literally did all that. It's like, yeah, that's how you normally do it. Most of the time, people don't even watch it. That's why I don't like this my vision theory. Oh, this is my vision. Oh, so you're too lazy to read comics? Okay, I got you. Like,
yeah, they got a guy from outside of that sphere. Like, he was a Chinese filmmaker, and he's like, I don't understand all this egomania. Like, why are they in trial? Why are they in a boxing ring? It's like, wouldn't they just fight like the guys from the movies just fight? Like, what the hell?
Wouldn't
it's
they
like
just fight?
In the 90s, they got Shekhar Kapoor, who was an Indian filmmaker, to develop Superman. And he was in an interview, I think it was in Wizard or something, and they're like, what would you do with Superman? It's like, well, Superman would have the same costume as he's always had before. They told me he shouldn't fly, but he should fly because he's Superman. Like, he said all the things we wanted, because to him it's Superman. What the hell?
Right.
And then they fired him.
I think it depends also on the director with the vision, because like I think with Zack Snyder, he wanted to make like some kind of Justice League with Darkseid. Like, I remember the graphic novel. I like his story. I consider like a Final Crisis kind of story arc, starting from Man of Steel and ends at Justice League 3, I think. And like Batman sacrifices himself, like in the Final Crisis graphic novel.
Stop it! Stop your sacrificing. The heroes don't die. They don't turn evil.
Arkham, you saw the leaked storyboards, right? For all the Justice Leagues. Yeah. So like, he doesn't really sacrifice him. He basically at the end, he just has a life with Lois Lane, right?
Why is he with Lois?
Yeah, I don't like that.
Oh boy!
Like Batman cheating. Like while Batman cheating on Lois.
Batman knocks up Lois Lane, which doesn't make sense because Superman would super know that, right? Like, it's like, like I don't know. Anyway, there wasn't any time to do that too.
Yeah, it kind of is a little confusing, and I kind of wouldn't want Batman with Lois Lane. I would prefer Batman with if there's no relationship with Catwoman. If I would say, I would say Wonder Woman would be more that's area towards a relationship between Batman, because like when I consider our Superman relationship, that's Lois Lane and Superman, and like and I would say like Batman, if there's no Catwoman, it would be Wonder Woman. Like, yeah, he does have tons of relationships.
Batman doesn't need a relationship. You're right, Skeptic. But
yeah, I don't think he needs one.
It's always off character when he's like, you know what? I won't arrest you or do anything that I'd normally do. I'm just gonna flirt with you. It's like, what? That's not Batman. That's not even development of Batman. You gonna say something, Ron?
Go ahead, Ron. Well, Ron, what were you gonna say?
Have you guys seen the video Kevin Smith talking about his connection to Superman Returns in like the late 90s?
Yeah. We were all over that back then.
Yeah. Well, I despise Kevin Smith. Now I super despise him, but I always slightly despised him back then.
Why do you despise him?
Because of He-Man, of course. But yeah, but you're gonna say, right? Because I think that the problem with that story when he run on tour basically and told everyone the story, but the thing was that like it really exposed not just Hollywood but WB for what it was. It's all just producers that hitch their star to something not knowing what it is,
right?
And placing their stupidness on it. Like, was it what was the guy's name? John Peters?
I was actually just looking that up because he had met with him because he worked on the first Batman movie. I don't know about the others, but so you figure there's like a good connection in that. But he says, I don't want to see him fly. Don't want to see him in that suit. And then in the third act, he has to fight a giant spider. And it's like, wait, the first two were bad enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, that goes to
because he
show
went to
you.
his kids' open house or something at school, and the teacher was like, "The spider is the most fearsome creature in the insect kingdom," or whatever, and so
I heard
so
of
then
that.
John Peters told Kevin Smith exactly that, and he's like, "Okay, well, there's a spider, I guess." I don't
And then the
know.
next movie they
Yeah.
produced was Wild Wild West, and there was a
Yeah, there's a
giant,
giant spider in there.
steampunk spunk spider. I liked Wild Wild West, but anyways, that's a separate. Hey, Wild Wild West was that the first race swap, or because he was a white guy?
It's not the first race swap, but yeah.
Is
Well,
that the-
Honeymooners, I think, predates that like by several
Oh
years.
geez, yeah, but Honeymooners, I think that was just like a completely black remake, wasn't it? Or
Yeah, it's good, by the way, but
oh, I didn't watch.
people
I
didn't
didn't
give it
watch
a
it.
chance. But
But
Oh,
yeah, go ahead, Ron.
Yeah, I've seen the comment by Papa Cronus about that conversation in Mallrats. That's another, because that's a Kevin Smith movie.
Yeah.
That's actually why they brought Kevin Smith on board, I believe, because they
Oh,
said
is
this
that
guy
why?
seems to know a
Yeah.
lot about Superman. You know anything
Yeah.
about spiders?
Yeah, so he I collected his Daredevil run and I collected his Green Arrow run, but he's like notorious for like not completing anything. Like he would start and do like 3 or 4, 5, 6 issues strong, and then it'd be like, okay, where's the issue 7? Oh yeah, I'm still working. Where's 7? Where's issue 7? Where's that? And then it never comes, and they're like, okay, we have to move on, right? Like, so
Yeah.
he's but he kept saying that he doesn't want to do any superhero things.
Yeah.
Because he supposedly knew the fandom, and I would never want to direct. If I was going to direct a superhero thing, I'd pick some hero that I would do Spy Smasher. That would be the guy I would want to do.
Spy Smasher.
Yeah, Spy Smasher.
or the Phantom or something.
Yeah. Phantom's still going. Like, who knows? I don't know if there's.
Yeah,
any
but it doesn't
fanatics.
have like a giant fandom or anything.
It doesn't have
right?
it doesn't have the fanatics or whatever.
Yeah.
It's funny too because my wife's like Indian, and she grew up in India, and the characters that she knew Spider-Man, He-Man, Superman, and the Phantom. That was the 4 big characters. She knows all the Phantom characters. Like, we're watching the Phantom, she's like, "Oh yeah, I know everybody." She's like, "I know." She's like, she knew the girlfriend, the dog, like Devil. She knew like all of the names, right? And I was like, "Oh, it's because Phantom is the Phantom was the most international like character of all time, pretty much. Like they use that as their call sign, or they use that as codes in World War like
2 probably
or something."
Yeah.
Skeptic, I think it's still in development. It wasn't coming
Oh
out.
yeah,
Oh, Spawn, like
that's
that
never
thing-
coming out. But
Go
you're
ahead,
saying
Ron.
what?
What are you gonna say, Ron?
Oh, yeah, I was just thinking about that Billy Zane Phantom movie.
It's
Yeah,
awesome.
so the Phantom.
What did you
The
guys
Phantom-
think of that?
Yeah, I love it. The Phantom never ended. The Phantom, you can look it up. I don't know when it started. Lee
Yeah,
Falk.
Yeah,
It's
but
still-
the movie's cool because he's
The movie's
mostly
cool.
the Phantom in the whole thing.
He's the
and-
Phantom the
and-
whole way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
And what's his name? Billy Zane. He was pretty
Billy-
charming as the Phantom in Kit
Yeah,
Walker.
he was great.
So, yeah.
yeah, Kit Walker. So yeah,
Yeah.
the Phantom never. The guy who created the Phantom, Lee Falk, created it. I don't know what year. Sean, you want to look up the year real quick for me since you're on there? And,
Like
and
early 1900s or something. Let me
yeah.
see.
So it's a newspaper strip first. So every day there's a comic strip of the Phantom. He's the first character to have that mask with the white triangle eyes. He's the first costumed hero ever.
I want to say
And-
like 30s.
Oh, 1936. Yeah, I thought it was earlier than
1936.
that. Yeah.
Okay, so 36, yeah, and they have not. So that Lee Falk wrote the strip every day his entire life. On his deathbed, he wrote extra strips, and it's still going today. It never since 1936, since 1936 to today. Now, today's just came out today. There's not been one day missed of the Phantom strip. It comes out every day. His protege has taken it over now, and his wife was doing it for a time before she passed away, I think.
Yeah.
Because they never did anything after that movie. They never rebooted it. I can't think of when else I've seen that character in movies.
There's 3 live action Phantoms. What was the year for that new one? Okay, so there's a
94,
serial.
I think.
I've got them all. I've got it all down there. I could go grab it if we really need to. But they did for just the Phantom on his own. They did a serial, black and white serial. That's probably 40s. Then they did the Billy Zane movie. Then they did the TV movie with Kit Walker's son. And was that called Phantom 2000 or something?
No, there's a cartoon called Phantom 2040, which
2049.
ran
Yeah.
2 years, and ended when the movie came out.
Yeah, but the live action one, there's a live action one on
Sci-Fi did a 2009 show.
2009, that's what it
Yeah.
was. So that was 2009 with his son. So that would have been
There's
Billy
a
Zane's
22nd Phantom, yeah.
Yeah, he's the 22nd Phantom. And then the Phantom was part of the Defenders of the Earth, which I have almost the entire collection right
That's
there in the
1986,
packaging.
yeah.
I've got the whole. I've got everybody in the packaging except for Mandrake the Magician. I don't have any
They
packaging.
keep threatening to make a new Phantom. They can, but I mean, because they can do any generation of it. Like the 2040 one is a 24th Phantom, right? So
I like that cartoon.
Phantom. Pardon?
I like that Phantom.
Yeah, that was cool. It didn't come out here, but I knew about it. Like you always saw about it in Wizard magazine, but it was an MTV show, right? So
there was a video game for it too. There was a video game for
there
that
was.
one.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So Phantom is awesome, but like they just don't know what to do with that. The problem is there's so many characters out there, they don't know what to do with them all, so they just keep trying to. To insert.
But we're way too postmodern for that now, and plus we overthink things, and everything is problematic. So it's like all of pulpdom is problematic, but the problem is all of our action, everything, movies, TV, video games, everything else is based on that. So I don't know what you want to do.
I wonder who has the rights to the Phantom.
Lee Falk's estate.
Oh yeah.
They're still writing it every day, so that never lapsed. Like it's his character, he never let it go.
Wow. That's incredible.
It's like he's dead, but like his estate. It's like Tarzan. I think Edgar Rice Burroughs' estate still has Tarzan. I'm not 100% sure on that. The thing is, like, so what Sean is saying is that everything that we love now, Superman, Batman, Star Wars, all this stuff, it all came from the creators of that stuff liking these guys: Phantom, Doc Savage, The Shadow, The Spider, Flash Gordon, Buck Rogers. Who else? Tarzan, John Carter of Mars.
Yeah.
Who else? Am I missing anybody?
Tarzan is the building blocks of a lot of things that people are uncomfortable with now. I mean, like a lot of Black Panther comes from what people thought of Jungle Adventure back then, which was Tarzan.
Tarzan.
So you get some weird stuff like in that movie. It's modern day Africa, and yet they visit M'Baku in his cave. It's like he lives in a cave.
It's like why is he in a cave?
Weird stuff. It's like they're an advanced. We talk about this a lot of time. They're an advanced civilization, but they decide their governments by fighting to the death on a waterfall instead of a free and democratic election, right? It's still all old pulp jungle adventure crap.
I've got this. So Pineapple showed me the Phantom. The television miniseries, which I can't really show on here, but I own it anyway. So I own every kind of thing you can possibly think of, like to own. Like even if you think of like Doc Savage's and Conan the Barbarian, yes, Conan, Call, Bran McMorn, Red Sonja, who else? Even if you go back to Phantoma, right?
Right.
You go back to her, go back to that wizard guy that I've got the full collection, that really weird character, that wizard. I don't even know what that guy. So
that guy was crazy, but I can't remember his
crazy.
name now.
It's called the I don't want to go get it. It's right there. It's the wizard something. He's great.
So J-Man, you mentioned The Shadow, because I remember seeing that. I think that came out the same year as The Phantom.
I love The Shadow.
With Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
And I really liked that movie. I was like 11 when it came out. So when he would when he took off the mask and his face morphed back in that.
Yeah.
Like I thought they just did a terrible job editing. I'm like, this guy looks nothing like Alec Baldwin. What's going on here?
Yeah, he clouds men's minds. So The Shadow started as a pulp character, then became a radio show, and that radio show is like super mega. I only have I have 200 episodes of it. Sean,
it's
you said
popular. Yeah.
How many episodes were there? It's like 600 or something crazy.
I don't know. It was crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah. But Orson Welles did the voice of the Shadow. So they needed the Shadow was just a guy who had a red scarf. He'd kill the criminals. In the radio show, they needed a reason for the Shadow to be able to move around. So they came up with the idea that he literally messes with your mind. So they call it clouding men's minds so that they don't really see him. and he brings out his darkness, so he kind of morphs sort of. That's the way the movie explained it. He kind of morphs into an evil looking guy. That's why he looks that way when he's in the shadow form. But the shadow pulps are wicked. So is Doc Savage. His name is Clark, and he has a fortress of solitude in the Arctic. That's before Superman. His name is
Polar bears.
Yeah, his name is Clark. His name is Clark Savage, and he has a fortress of solitude, and that is way before Superman. Like, hello.
In the Shadow, that's another
I'm
one. I
back.
can't think of a series or movie they've done after that, because that was, again, I think that was also in '94.
Yeah, I want to see if I can show you guys something as well. I'm going to see if I can find this. I have it in my comics, which I can pull up.
I'm thinking of Ben and Josh on my freaking channel now. You're pissing me off now.
Oh, don't ban people, man. Don't be that guy that bans people.
No. He now he's telling me that I do streams for clout. He's the one. He's the one that talks. Don't piss me off or over. Like I don't like ban people, but don't accuse me or say that to me that isn't true about me.
Okay, so check this. I'm going to share this with you guys, or maybe I'll save it to my home. Oops, I don't want to save it. I'm going to save the picture because I want to show it to you. I'm going to put it as an overlay. Okay, okay. Let me get my overlays here. Hold on. And this is from Flash Gordon, the comic. Okay, Alex Raymond. This predates everybody. Hold on a second.
I remember when Iron Man called Star-Lord that. He just referenced him as Flash Gordon.
Oh, Flash
Oh
Gordon.
yeah.
So check this out.
That's a compliment, by the way.
Look, this is Dale Arden. Look at her costume. It's Robin.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's not kind of like Robin. It's exactly Robin's costume.
When is this from?
I don't know the year, but it's before Robin.
It's Flash Gordon.
It's Flash Gordon, yeah. So
Wow.
that Flash Gordon strip, every hero's costume is from that. Hawkman, Green Arrow, Robin, Aquaman. Who else did I see? And this is me reading this strip. I'm like, this is like every character's costume is stolen from this. Like, it's not even. It's like literally like stolen. I'm like, this is crazy. Like, Green Arrow is exact. Hawkman is exactly Hawkman. You're like, that's Hawkman, and he's called Hawk. They're called the Hawkmen, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're called the Hawkmen, and it's literally Hawkman. You're like, okay. So yeah, I mean, and then Mandrake the Magician. Look, Doctor Strange is Mandrake and all this stuff. Like, everybody knows. Like, this isn't like. So the more you know about this, so the people creating this stuff loved this old stuff, but as Sean said, this old stuff like Fu Manchu, right? All of this stuff now is taboo because it all has questionable things in it.
And I get it, but I can still, like, I acknowledge Fu Manchu is racist. I can still read it though, and understand that, but still derive the action adventure, like, from it, right? But
Right,
almost every supervillain is Fu Manchu. From
is.
all of James Bond villains are Fu Manchu.
Yep.
Doctor Doom is Fu Manchu.
Fu Manchu. Yep.
Ra's al Ghul is Fu Manchu.
Yep.
And
Big
there wouldn't
time.
be any of those.
He even
characters
had the
without
Fu Manchu thing for a bit.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, Fu Manchu is the template. And the thing is, so Ming the Merciless, Ming looks like an Asian fellow, a Chinese fellow. So in the cartoon Defenders of the Earth, even back then in 85 or 6, whenever it was, they knew that this was problematic. So they made him green-skinned.
They made him an alien, yeah.
They made him an alien so that it wasn't literally like an Asian.
Well, they did that to Mandarin as well in the Iron Man 90s cartoon.
Oh, shit. I haven't watched that cartoon in ages. I own it, though. I didn't realize that. What did they do to him? They made him an alien?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's a factoid. I didn't know, and I own that cartoon. I gotta watch that again. That's great. Alex, yeah. So Alex Raymond, yeah, that's the comic. Bob Kane. Oh, Bob Kane is a piece of trash. Hey, Arca, man, did you watch that Bob Kane thing I sent? You should watch it because I don't think you watched it. Did you?
Yeah, I still have to. I'm probably
watch it because Bill Finger created Batman. Your entire world is Batman. You should watch that thing.
Yeah, like I haven't had the time.
It's like 27 minutes. Just watch it. I promise you, it's going to be very eye-opening. But you can watch, and I've got the documentary Batman and Bill. I've got that documentary. I think that's available in the States.
Yeah, I think I remember Bob Kane took all the credit and stuff like that from Bill Finger.
Bob, have you seen what Bob Kane's picture was supposed to have? Has everyone seen the Bob Kane Batman? Or no?
Yeah.
I think I have.
I'll show it to you. Bob Kane Batman. I'll show it to you. I'll share my screen for this. I'm not going to download it.
That was part of my essay too, so I have to remember. I talked a lot about Bob King and stuff like that.
There you go. That's what that was Batman. This red and
oh yeah, that was I remember.
So basically, that's what he was going to hand in as Batman. So then Bill he went to his buddy Bill. And he's like, what do you think about this guy? And then they start talking, and Bill Finger's like, no, give him the horns, give him a mask, make it gray, make the wings black. And he goes, don't make it wings. He goes, make it a cape. And it's like, okay. And he's like, give him the symbol, give him the bat symbol. So he created the whole look of Batman. Then he created the Batmobile, the Joker, the name.
He created
Joker,
everything.
Riddler, Penguin, Catwoman.
He created the whole universe, and I think Bob Kane took all the credit.
So the way it works is that Bob Kane went to DC and was like, look, I have this character Batman. And they commissioned him for books saying, okay, we want an issue of Batman. So then Bob Kane is like, okay, I need people to help me now. Now he's an artist. Now a lot of people hired ghost artists to help them out. So he hired Bill Finger, and Bill Finger came up with this stuff, and they drew it, and they submitted that. DC Comics has an agreement with Bob Kane. They don't have an agreement with 14 other people who are helping him, or whoever it is, right? They have an agreement with him. So Bob Kane delivers the books, they publish it. That's the end of it. They're not looking into who, and Bob Kane's like, it's created by me. Okay. They have an agreement with him. He signed the contract. So Bob Kane is like, I want my name to appear as created by, byline on every issue of Batman Detective Comics that has Batman in it. So they did that. DC's not going to be like, well, is it really you? Is there someone else who's writing it with you?
But they knew.
They knew. They knew.
And
they knew.
Everybody knew.
Everybody
that was an industry, like, there's the worst kept secret in the industry, but he maintained his ruse, right?
Right. And everybody knew. But
who
again,
was
it doesn't matter.
DeFalco? It was Carmen Infantino, right? That called him out.
No. It was Schultz.
Was that the one who said like, hey, just draw this fist? I saw the video.
Yeah, it was Julia Schwartz or whatever. Julia Schwartz.
Schwartz,
yeah. And
Julia Schwartz, yes,
Julia Schwartz, yeah. And he's like, oh, can you redraw this panel? And Bob Kane's like, yeah, I'll bring it tomorrow. And he's like, no, just redraw it right now. It's just I just want you to put a fist. He couldn't do it. So he went half an hour later, he came back and it was drawn. He's like, oh, okay. And then a few years later, he found out that he paid a guy $10 to draw a fist for him real quick. Bob Kane could not draw. And the first story of Batman is literally ripped off the Shadow. They took all of the images. It's crazy. The video shows side by side. It's like, this is the Shadow, this is Batman, and it's exactly the same thing.
And later in that, a backup story in that Shadow magazine, that very same one, is called The Joker. With a guy that looks exactly like the Joker. Yeah. In the Shadow.
In the Shadow.
Yeah.
In that same Shadow story. The very...
the drawing of the Shadow in that Shadow magazine looks like what's his name from The Dark Knight. It looks like the guy. But anyway, yeah.
No, it's crazy. It's crazy. And Bob Kane was like super famous. He's on the red carpet with Michael Keaton and Val Kilmer, and I remember him on the red carpets and stuff, watching those Entertainment Tonight segments. It's like, there's Bobby Kane. Hey, guys. It's like, I created Batman. Woohoo. And Bill Finger was literally poor.
Well, Bill Finger by that time was dead.
Yeah. When did Bill Finger... What was the first...
Batman vs. Superman was the first media to give him credit.
Yeah.
But it's Bob Kane with Bill Finger.
Yeah. So BVS is the first movie to give Bill Finger credit. The first anything to give Bill Finger credit. Wow. Batman came out in 1941 or something, and it's like, and not until BVS did that guy get credit.
Yeah.
Wow.
At least he is getting
Yeah.
credit for his work.
Yeah, now it's his granddaughter getting money for it, but he's dead.
He's dead. Yeah.
That's
Well,
Go ahead, Ron.
sorry, I was going to say the TV series was huge, and there was a lot of merchandising from that. He didn't get a cent.
You didn't get anything of that. Yeah.
yeah.
J-Man, a little earlier you mentioned Batmobile. What do you guys think of the one in the new Batman movie, and how does it compare to Ben Affleck's Batman's Batmobile?
Better for me. For me, it's like the 60s Batmobile and the 89 Batmobile are like my two favorites. And then Batman Forever's like probably is okay. And then after that, I don't like the Batmobile really at all in any of them after this. This one's probably better than the last two. Like
just
this
looks like a
Batmobile,
car.
it looks like a car.
I do like it because he is before the Batmobile was known, before the Batmobile was created, Batman did use cars or muscle cars or whatever to like drive. Like I think he stole people's cars or something like that. I don't know.
He
Like,
used in the serial. He uses Bruce Wayne's car, and he's like, "Oh, Bruce
yeah,
Wayne,
yeah.
lets
He
me
just
borrow
used
it."
regular cars to go on his like crime fighting adventures and stuff like that. So like, I feel like it's a little of a mixture of like. Looking at it looks like a mixture of like the old comics where he used those cars and also like a little Batmobile-esque of animated series with the like the afterburner and stuff like that in the back and stuff like that. So like I like how he built so it's not really the Batmobile, but it's what he's using for right now.
Yeah.
Because it's year 2 of Batman, so like he hasn't like he's only been a Batman for at least a year or two.
Yeah, I would like it if maybe the headlights were angled a bit down, like they're angry or something.
No,
Something a bit more stylized.
No, Sean, if he does that, it'll be the Wheels of Terror.
Huh?
Oh my God, Wheels of Terror.
Yeah,
buddy.
but that's
Sean knows
cool.
Come on, I know. You don't know the Wheels of Terror?
It's funny because in Batman versus Superman, the Batmobile, I liked the look of it at first, but then it just seemed kind of flimsy, like it was lightweight moving around. And then in the Snyder cut, it worked a lot better. I don't know if it was because the shots, close up of Batman and the guns and that, or the final battle at the end, it just seemed more heavy duty. But the new one, it didn't blow me away or anything, but it looks pretty powerful. It says, Skeptic says the Dodge Charger isn't even a good car.
Oh no, that's a lie. Dodge Charger. Oh no. I'm with you on this, Skeptic, but I'm not with you on the Dodge Charger.
Yeah,
Dodge Charger
is my diesel.
The Dodge Charger is my favorite car from the Dukes of Hazzard days. I have every size available that you can get of that car. Dukes of Hazzard is my favorite. But here's the Wheels of Terror. This is a great movie.
Wow.
There's a 40-minute action scene where this car faces off against a school bus. It's a wicked movie. You never see the driver. It's one of those never see the driver movies. It's like a killer.
I actually don't mind. Like, I do understand where people are coming from with the year 2, but I actually don't mind it as much because it's something different. Like, it's like I don't like the year 1 thing because that's just the beginning of Batman. Like, we've seen that with Batman Begins.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want to see another Batman Begins situation. But this is like a year 2. Like, I don't mind. Like, I read the comics of year 2 and stuff like that. Like, it's like the second year of Batman. I actually like it. But that's just for me. Like, it's not going to be for everyone. Like, I'm gonna give it a shot with open mind and see what he's gonna deliver with the story, because I heard he took inspiration from. Have you ever read Batman Ego?
No,
I don't think so.
Batman Ego. I think he also took inspiration from Long Halloween. I hope you read Long Halloween.
Yes.
I never read Long Halloween, man.
Okay,
yeah.
and for the stories he took in, Batman years. I think year zero. he took inspiration from those stories and like created I think original stories within those comic book stories. I think it's a specific story. I forgot the story, but there's a specific story where Riddler floods Gotham and stuff like that. I forgot what was that one.
Looking at Batman Ego. I want to see what that's all
Yeah,
about.
that's just a name. There is year zero, zero year, not year zero, zero
Yeah,
year.
0 year. Yep.
Yeah, zero year. I meant. Skeptic, you don't read that many Batman comics.
You know what? You know what Batman comic I really liked was Legends of the Dark Knight.
Oh, I like that. Like
Yeah, which
the one that
the old
is
one
coming
though,
out,
like the
right?
no, the old, the first
The old one
that
that
ever
used
came.
to have like purple and then
The purple,
the
it was
outline
like
in it,
purple,
yeah.
yellow,
Do you like
blue.
Nightfall?
I love Nightfall.
Yeah, I like Azrael.
I
He's
like the
neat.
story. Like I don't mind the story. I know back then a lot of people complained about it where they thought he was replacing Batman, but that wasn't what was happening. It's like Bane breaks Batman's back. He's unable to fight crime, and he had to find a somewhat successor to step in Gotham for the time being until he's healed and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
really like the story.
I was there at the time, and I don't think anyone really believed that Azrael
Nobody
was gonna
believed
be
it.
Batman. Yeah,
Nobody
we knew
believed
it was
it.
an ongoing story. Like
Yep.
Night Quest showed how he like retrained as a ninja, and he healed his back, and he came back, and Azrael was getting more and more crazy, and had the crazy bat outfit with the armor and stuff.
I've got the
All
toy
that
of
stuff-
that and the red one.
Yeah, all that stuff was mythic. It was really well done, I thought. So
Where's my
it's
new
it's
Azrael?
really cool. They've never really captured any of that in the films effectively.
Yeah,
No.
what do you guys think of Tom Hardy, his Bane in The Dark Knight Rises?
It's good
I
up
mean,
until they messed him up in the script.
They
at
messed
the
him
end.
up in the end,
Yeah.
and he was a loser. I mean, I'll tell you so. Look. This is a hot take. While I was watching The Dark Knight Rises in the theater,
Oh, I hate that movie.
I know. Hold on. That's why it's a hot take. That's why I'm going to do a hot take. While I was watching Dark Knight Rises, I was thinking Bane was really cool. I'm like, I think Bane is better than Joker in this movie. It's like he's dismantling Batman. He breaks him down. It's like, wow. And this is why I don't like Dark Knight Rises, because I was so pumped up for Bane, and then in the last like 20 minutes or whatever it was, I'm like, they garbaged the crap out of him. Like, really? You depowered this guy? He's now a lackey to what's her face, Talia. I'm like, this is so bad. And
The
then
death
he doesn't
was
climb out of the
terrible.
pit. They're like, oh, Talia was in a pit. I'm like, wait, what's going on? And the thing is, I don't know too much about Bane from the comics origins and stuff, but I thought that Bane climbed
I
out of the
give you a
pit, but I'm
rundown.
not sure. So I'm thinking, I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, and then I didn't know, like, what I just hated it. I'm like, this is really bad. And then that last 20 minutes killed that whole movie for me. And I'm like, oh,
Bane was created from Santa Prisca. He was like he was one of the experiments that they used this kind of venom formula to create the ultimate soldier and stuff like that. And they couldn't control him,
Right.
And he kind of broke out. And like that's kind of the generic origin. But if you want to read older comics, in the Nightfall, I think you would have to read Nightfall, because that one goes really deep into Bane's origin.
Yeah, I've got Nightfall, and I've got the audio version of it that Sean gave me. So it's like
I have like those big stacks.
I just haven't read it. I just haven't read it.
Nightfall was massive, and it's so funny because after Batman broke his back, it's as though they forgot, oh yeah, we didn't do a Two-Face thing, so they had to do a flashback with two comics showing how Two-Face figured into everything when Batman is trying to capture everyone from Arkham Asylum and escape. So yeah,
but it was pretty, like, I won't say like with Dark Knight Rises, I'll give you the reasons why I don't like it. I'm not like saying it's trash. The reason, number one, I feel like I just couldn't, like, when I'm watching the movie I watched it at least 2 times, but when I'm watching it, I barely can freaking understand. Then what the hell is he saying? Like that's number one. Like if you want me to, I have to understand what the person's saying or the villain's saying. Like
Right.
understand the
Yeah.
character. Number two, I don't like how they did it with like Alfred. I'm a little mixed with it. Like I don't like the idea of Alfred leaving because like I feel like in the comic books Alfred would stick to Bruce no matter what, and he just leaves. Like I just I don't like it. Because like it's kind of weak storytelling towards Alfred. Oh, he leaves. And like then he's at his grace. I failed you. Then why'd you leave?
Right.
I didn't like that, and also I hated how they did. I feel like Dark Knight Rises downgraded Batman. I feel like it's a downgrade because they make Batman think like a symbol of hope. That he is not no symbol of hope. He ain't Superman.
Right.
That got me angry because like as a big Batman fan, that's kind of disrespectful to the Batman character. And
they didn't
comparing
really
him to Superman, like that's kind of bullshit.
Like, I'm giving the city hope and all that. It's like, well, really? I mean, I guess I don't know, not really, but you know, if you want to say you are,
it's kind of, and the way they treated Dick Grayson,
that was garbage.
Oh, his name is John Blake, and his real name is Ron. What kind of bullshit is that?
That was stupid. Yeah. Did you like Dark Knight Rises, Ron? Or
yeah, so you mentioned Bane's mask because remember when they released the prologue, that opening scene from the movie with the plane, and they were saying like I can't understand what Bane's saying, you know.
Yeah.
And even when Gordon was in the hospital and he was talking to Bruce, and people said I couldn't really understand what he was saying, and so one of the things I liked in the trailers for the movie is that shot of the bomb chase at the end. They had that big truck with carrying the bomb, and then it pans over and you see the bat chasing it, and I'm like, I know Bane's going to be in that truck,
right?
But it turns out Tully's in there, which is kind of a letdown because
they built him
Bane
up.
would have been cool. But and then my dad, every time we talk about this movie, he always says like, is Bane really dead? Because he wanted either Batman to kill him or, you know, to be pretty much responsible for him dying. But he was just blasted away. And it's quite an impact, but he's blowing just all the way to the background. And we're like, were they kind of leaving that open? Or so my dad was disappointed by that. And I was like, I never even thought of that. I just figured he was dead. But
and then having Catwoman blast him sucks too. But you know the thing is that when Bane talks, this is very important to think about this for just a second. When Bane talks and we can't understand him, if that's supposed to be a thing that's part of the character, then why do the people in the movie understand him? Right?
That's a good point.
So this is where I have a disconnect as a viewer. I'm now lost in the world because, okay, I don't understand Bane. So maybe that's a character thing for Bane. It's like he mumbles and people don't understand him, but everyone in the film understands him. So that's just bad audio, right? Like
that's a good point. Yeah.
Right. Like it's like if I'm talking like this, it's like J-Man. Sorry, what are you saying? Like, wouldn't you be like, wait, J-Man, what are you saying?
We're all just nodding.
Right. Yeah. So if everything's good, it's like so. Like there's characters in movies that can't speak or that have impediments or that stutter or whatever, and that's part of their character.
Yeah.
That was my problem, just to bash on Eternals a little bit. This was my problem with Eternals. The girl does sign language or whatever, and she can't hear. Okay, well, what does it matter? Because someone sneaks up behind her, she's like, oh, I could feel the vibrations. Okay, so you don't have, you can hear then. It's like, well, no, I can't hear. Well, where's the part in the story where everyone's getting hit by a sonic boom and you're the only one who's not affected because you can't hear, so that's an advantage to you, right? Like they never did anything. They just literally said, "Oh, she can't hear," and then the movie continued on like normal. And it's like, but then what is?
Well, they want to
that?
normalize her. I understand what they're doing, but they
Right.
trip over themselves because
Right.
it's yeah.
Right. It's a disconnect. It's yeah. Bane mumbles, "Oh, it's a character thing." It's like, well, everyone else understands them, so why don't I understand them? I understand what they're thinking, but it doesn't make sense.
And I didn't like the part where like he doesn't have Venom, really.
Yeah, really. Like, but Tom Hardy became Venom. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
That feels like when the movie
I
came
also.
out. Oh, go ahead.
I don't like the part where they changed Bane's origin. I hated it. Like,
Right.
He's from Santa Prisca. He's not. He wasn't. It just aggravated me. It's like, really, you're gonna change his origin? I can't understand the guy, and he has no Venom, no Venom to no nothing to make him stronger. Like this fucking bullshit.
Yeah, it seems like when the movie came out, Dark Knight Rises, the actual movie came out, it seemed like there weren't any issues because I could understand everything. When he's sitting with Bruce in the pit and talking to him, is very articulate in that. So I think it was just the prologue when they put that out. People were like, I can't really understand him. But after that, there weren't too many issues.
Skeptic, yes, Bane does use Venom. He used Venom in comics and when he fights against Batman and stuff like that.
In the comics, yeah.
There was Catwoman though, so there's that.
Yeah. Essentially, she
Bane.
So that was probably a good part, although the character was garbage.
Could you put those photos up again?
It was good visuals, but like unfortunately, it was fantastic visuals in IMAX, but like absolutely awful character.
Yeah, the last fight between Bane and Batman, when he kind of broke his mask, that was like that Rocky IV moment. It's like he cut the Russian. I was like cheering. I was so excited. But then Batman got the upper hand pretty quick, and it seemed like the fight could have been maybe even a minute longer. That's still a lot for a fight, but just to have a little more struggle. But I like when he's punching the pillar, breaking that up, and then when Catwoman comes in and blows him away, it's just like, oh, okay. Yeah. You figure like if Bane had exploded from that, because remember she used those same she used a bat pod to take out that tunnel, take out all the rubble in that. Whereas Bane, it's like he just gets hit and goes flying back, and you're like, wouldn't he be blown to bits?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. But again, every time you stray from the comics, you're going to run into problems because the comics have thought this out longer than you have. They've been writing these characters for a long time. They've thought through all these problems. Now it's like, well, Bane doesn't have Venom. Okay, so how is he breaking pillars then? And if he can break pillars, that means he's super strong. So does he have superpowers? And then if he can take a blast and somewhat, it's ambiguous whether he's dead or not. Well, it's like, how does that work? Hey, Sean, thanks for popping in. It's like, how does it work with Bane then? Is he a superpowered guy or not? So again, he has the Venom that jacks him up. Bane was already strong and athletic prior to the Venom coming into play. So the Venom just made him better, right? It's like $6 Million Man Venom, chemical edition instead of bionics.
Yeah, he used a chemical to like go
to
ahead
make himself even better, right?
Yeah,
so he's super strong.
Head to with Batman because like Bane always lost towards Batman when he had no Venom and stuff like that, and when he used those Venom, he got stronger and he got bigger and stuff like that. He was monstrosity like in the Arkham games and stuff like that, and like it gave Bane an advantage against Batman, and like I just don't like they took so much out with the Bane character. Like I feel like it's a downgrade, right. And the way that they like, I'm not saying the whole movie is trash. I just I just don't like it as much as the Dark Knight and Batman Begins. It's just I just don't like the movie as much as I thought it was. Like I think I watched it 2 times, then I revisited it and watched it again, and I still don't like it.
I wonder if there's a deleted scene. Bane gets up and he just does the Luke brush. Just
right. It's like, yeah, it's like So, what do we think about people that say the movies are better than the comics? I say that they can't read. And then the only movie that was better than the comics is Guardians of the Galaxy. Well, I read only the Guardians of the Galaxies that we got as the movie is not Sean and I's Guardians. My Guardians are nobody because I didn't really read that comic, but I like 2-in-1, Marvel 2-in-1. That's the Thing, and the Thing teamed up with them a few times.
That's the Guardians.
Yeah, that's the Guardians.
That's Yondu, the real Yondu.
I'll make you full screen. Hold on.
All right. So that's Yondu. That's Vance Astro.
Yep.
That's Martin X.
Yep.
That's part of Starhawk, which is the character that Stallone kind of played in Guardians. Okay. But the thing is that, Guardians, here's the thing. Like, J-Man, I think you read the 25-issue run that the movie was based on as well.
I read the first 10 or so, let's say.
Yeah, it's good for comics in that
I liked it. I know you didn't like it as much.
It's a long running thing. Yeah. It's just
I'll talk to you guys later. I have to go, but it's good talking. Did you like all the comics? Yes. I really like Batman. Like that was my favorite.
Yeah, Batman versus the Abyss.
I love Nightwing. Nightwing was
good too. Yeah, that was awesome too.
I'll talk to you guys.
All right, dude.
Okay,
see ya.
Bye.
All right, sorry, Sean. Continue.
Yeah, the Guardians comic is basically they had a giant crossover, and basically what Guardians of the Galaxy, that 25-issue run that the movie was based on, is basically just a housekeeping from that. And it's like they had to bring back Thanos, and they had to bring back the Nagus, and they had to bring back or Magus or whatever, and they had to bring back a whole bunch of other things, and also repair rips in space. So it's good for that. But the movie has to streamline things into like a likable story, and so they made them the A-Team in space, and that's not what they are in the comics. I think the movie is better. Like that iteration is more fun and more appealing, right? So yeah.
Yeah, I got nothing. I agree with you.
Like the comic isn't crap, but what I'm saying is it's not a movie, right?
Right. So, I agree. I agree with you in that. Yeah, that iteration is cool in the movie. In the comic, it was neat because they're literally the Guardians of the Galaxy saying that the galaxy is being busted up and
there's holes in space, and they have to
so they're literally repairing them. They're literally, but this is more like what Sean is saying. It's the A-Team, so it's like they go on cool missions and they do fun things and they riff on each other and whatever. Yeah, and that's it's literally it is literally the A-Team. I don't know what to tell you.
But the original Guardians of the Galaxy was from the '60s, and it was those characters that I showed you. Those characters are barely in like the new one. So when they redid them in the comics, they just took characters from the universe that didn't have a team. And they're like, we'll have a Groot, we'll have Rocket Raccoon, we'll have there are other characters too. Star-Lord will be part of it, and then that's what they put into the movie. Right. And now all those characters are household names, which is crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Who's directing the third movie?
It's supposed to be
James Gunn, I think.
James Gunn, yeah.
Oh, okay, that's good to know. When's that one coming out?
I don't know. Not this year.
If they filmed it or
no. I think I don't know. I haven't heard them shooting anything. So, what's up, Skeptic?
Hey.
What's that back there?
Spider-Man.
That's Superman vs. Spider-Man, or
no?
It's Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man, issue 1.
Yep.
Booyah!
I was waiting for somebody to get it.
Oh, dude.
But what is that? Like a pillow or something?
I do got the
actual comic. What?
Oh, no, it's not the actual comic. I do have the comic, but no, it's just a giant poster my mom got me years ago.
Wow, it's enormous. It looks like the Treasury Edition or something.
That's cool.
Yeah. I have it and not only that, Skeptic, I will post for you an iPhone wallpaper that I made of that cover. I'll post that on Twitter for you.
All right.
I made in my spare time I make wallpapers. So
that's awesome.
I made an iPhone wallpaper of that issue. I know it's on my phone. I'll find it and I'll post it on Twitter for you. Oh shit, it's that
J-Man.
far back. Yeah, go ahead, Ron.
Did you get my tweet about Star Wars Palpatine? I think I sent it to you.
Yeah, what did you say? I get so many that I forget.
Yeah, it was interesting because so in Rise of Skywalker, somebody pointed out since Palpatine returned, how come he wasn't training a new apprentice or we weren't showing and all those years? Because he was building up everything on Exegol which made sense. But even
Not
that's a
large
whole
at
other
all.
conversation.
Very
But
small collection.
Well,
Yeah, I
well,
don't. I
ask
don't.
Abrams that question
Oh,
because
no,
he didn't think of that.
yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, I was gonna say, Ron. Yeah, the answer is that whatever plot holes there are. Oh, nice. I've got it too. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, with Tarantula. Yeah.
Yeah, I like Tarantula. Whatever
awesome.
plot holes there are in Rise of Skywalker, it's that they didn't think of it. Yeah.
Ew.
That's cool.
It's brand new day.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Yeah,
Oh,
so I
Brand
think
New
that's
Day,
the answer.
God.
Anything that was wrong with those prequel or the sequels, it's just because they didn't think it through. That's all.
Yeah, that's the problem with those. You can always explain away stuff by just the behind the scenes nonsense. It's hard to try and like tie up the holes of that thing.
Yeah.
It's
I don't-
like the jar of Snokes. It's like okay.
Oh God.
I
Oh, that
they
was
didn't go
wanted
anywhere
to
with
make a
that.
jar of Snokes. I'd put it on my desk.
I almost laughed my ass off in the theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like when you need to have outside knowledge. Like you're supposed to I'm paying money to see this movie that's continuing from the last one. What
The
more
new
do you
sequel
want
ones,
out of me?
yeah.
It was
Yeah,
weird.
I didn't get it.
That doesn't
was
exist
supposed
in
to-
my head, but yeah.
I was supposed to collect them all, but I just didn't give a shit.
No. Good. Collect the old ones, man.
Yeah.
There's only 12 of them.
It's probably my favorite comic I have. It's kind of weird, but
Yeah,
Oh,
with
Iron Man?
that's the Iron Man that J-Man loves.
That's the
yeah.
Silver Centurion Iron Man.
Yep.
That's my go-to Iron Man.
I love
Why
the
can I
ads.
not find this wallpaper? This is pissing me off.
Yeah,
It's
that's
on
the
my
thing.
computer.
Is I love getting omnibuses and stuff, but like I don't know, you can't get those old advertisements on it.
Yeah, I love the old advertisements. They're awesome.
Yeah, like this this one with a Spider-Man backpack advertisement.
Why can
Should.
I not find this? Oh, here it is. Okay, I found it. Okay, I'm tweeting it right now, dude.
3 movies.
Yeah.
Oh, where
What
is
are you
I
it?
sending
doubt
it to me or
that,
something?
Marcus. In our minds, but not.
Wait, what?
Like the Secret Wars movie. Everyone's
Oh yeah, it's gonna happen. I'm
there'll
sure
be a Secret Wars.
it's gonna
Yeah,
happen.
There'll
but
be something like that, yeah.
It's
There
not
you
gonna
go.
be.
Same
It's
as
gonna
the
be like
original,
Civil
man.
War. It's gonna be
Yeah.
like ugh.
Marcus is saying it's going to be 3 movies and a 12-episode saga on Disney Plus.
Oh God,
3
really
movies.
milking it.
That sounds like a lot of planning for these guys, Marcus.
It's not gonna happen. It's
Yeah,
not happening anytime
I
soon.
tried to actually look up the legitimate backpack if anybody still has it, but
I love ads in these old
Yeah, I know,
comics,
me
man.
too.
Oh, it's the best. I love the 2-page spread of like Saturday mornings before
Yeah.
they came out. That's great.
No,
Great
it's
stuff.
I like the ads. Yeah, I like going through those.
And the Hostess fruit pie commercials. and, oh,
Yes,
so good.
I've been. So Sean, are you a fan of the Cull? I'm reading Cull the Conqueror, like the '70s Marvel.
Yeah, I've got some comics I'd like to collect. I'm back to collecting and filling holes now. I filled a brand new box of comics yesterday. It took me 3 hours to go through it and bag and board everything. But yeah, now is that digital, J-Man, or is that?
I like to get the physical ones, but I've been reading them digital because that's the way to read them. Since it's like
Cull isn't super expensive. You can probably get them.
I know.
all.
I'm gonna get them.
I'm gonna try and
it's
get all the
damn
King
best.
Conans because I have half of them now.
So for Conan and King Conan, I have like as many trades as you could get. I just got the trades because
yeah.
Conan is hard to collect the
Well,
originals.
they're not. King Conan isn't that expensive
Okay, King Conan maybe not
because
yeah.
there isn't much of a demand.
Right.
And I'm trying to finish my ROMs, so I just have issue
yeah.
60 to 74 to buy. I have 1 to 59, issue 75, the last one. Annual 1 and 2 and 4. I need annual 3.
3.
But
So
that's
you
more than most people have because they're out of print. So
Well,
Yeah.
you can. I mean, if that show is still on the 30th, we can see what we can do. But I mean, I don't know if that's going to still be on.
No, yeah.
because we're in
I'm just gonna have to
Canada,
hunt.
and in Canada, we're shut down. We're pretty much shut
Well,
down.
in Ontario,
again.
we're shut down. Yeah.
In Ontario, sorry, yeah.
what if Kevin Smith said he was gonna do a Conan show? Would you be frightened?
Oh my God, yes.
Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Valeria would be the star.
I do like Valeria, but yeah, she's not Conan. Oh man, that would be no. Kevin Smith should not be given any work.
Yeah.
He needs to be like let go. It's like he ruined like the He-Man brand.
I-
Well, the other cartoon is fine. Oh, Sean, I got the
I don't wanna-
Sorceress and Orko at Walmart.
From Origins?
No, from He-Man, whatever the new one. It's just called He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. The new one, the CGI.
Oh,
cartoon.
okay, yeah. Oh, so they have them out?
Yeah,
That's
so
cool.
I got Orko and Tila.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
They're right. I can grab them. They're over there.
Yeah, there are
Anyways.
rumors that they might do a Castle Grayskull for that line.
Oh Jesus Christ! I might grab that. I might have to buy that. But my He-Man, the Kevin Smith He-Man toys are not going anywhere.
I see a lot
I can
of
still
Skelegon.
get He-Man. I can
Yeah.
still get Skeletor. I could get like Spikor. Like it's like
Yeah.
that shows a fail. Nobody wants it. Some of the collectors bought it because they're collectors, but that's
It hurts too much. I don't like that. I just don't like the character. They're all selfish pricks. It's like
Yep.
it's hard to like them. So
What was it like when you were a kid with buying He-Man toys? Was it hard
I
to
still
find the
have
main
it.
characters?
I still have them all.
Yeah, but like, was it hard to find them in the stores?
I remember
He-Man
Merman.
J-Man had a connection, so
Oh,
You had a
yes,
hookup.
I did. I had a hookup. My mom was was a buyer. Well, Ron, are you in the States or are you in Canada?
Yeah, I'm in the States.
You're in the States, yeah. So
Mhm.
okay, so in Canada, do they have Eaton's in?
no, they don't.
They don't
Eaton's
have-
is a
okay.
Canadian. Yeah.
Okay, so Eaton's is like a super huge, mega Canadian like company, and Eaton Center, which was the downtown Toronto, which is like the big city. It's like Toronto would be like the New York, I guess. Of
I always thought
No one
Vancouver
knows what
was.
Toronto is, man.
anyways, so my mom was a buyer for that, and so she knew the toy buyer, all that stuff. So, and she knew, so I loved He-Man. So when He-Man came out, I just automatically got everybody. Like the buyer would just be like, "Yeah, I'll save you a whole set." So I
It's
would
like he
get
had a
everybody.
subscription to He-Man.
It's like I had a subscription. I just got
Cool.
everybody.
Awesome.
So I had, there was like something like, I don't know how many He-Man figures there were. There was like 70 produced, and I had 60 of the 70. Like I missed Scareglow. I missed ones that were like short packed where you'd only get one in a box or something. So,
Yeah.
but I had the Horde Trooper as a
Yeah.
kid, like, which was like impossible to get. And that's, so I had a lot of those. Like,
I'm guessing you sold them.
No, I have them. I still have them.
Oh,
right
that's
now.
awesome.
No, I still have them. They're
Are they
beat up.
behind you?
No, oh no, they're in like boxes and stuff.
Storage, yeah.
They're in, yeah, and I've got the I have I have like a closet. The entire closet from the bottom to the very top is filled with He-Man. You can't fit. I just got 2 figures yesterday. I can't fit them in the closet. I literally cannot insert them.
You have
So
a
I
problem, J-Man. You need to
Yeah.
stop.
So He-Man is my thing. Well, that's where J-Man is. My logo's the J with the crack. That's the He-Man sign, right? So it's like, I mean, yeah, that's why Revelations really, really upset me.
How bad are
because
you at collecting, Sean?
He's bad.
I collect here and there. I'm more of a casual.
Yeah.
But and I store a lot of my stuff, so I don't display. As you can see, I don't.
Yeah,
display.
I was like,
this
I was
whole wall
noticing
here
that.
is all DVDs and Blu-rays.
It almost looked like Atari games back there.
Yeah, and it's and all the box sets are up here, and I have more DVDs.
Yeah.
This room is my entire collection. It's about close to 3,000 DVDs and Blu-rays.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
My
Plus
toys
one.
and comics are pardon.
+1, New York Ninja has shipped.
Yes.
So I'm gonna,
Oh, cool.
I've bought that for you because you can only buy 2. So Steve he's not
Oh.
on the stream now. So Steve lucked out. I was like,
Well,
I'm-
thanks, man.
I'm
And all my
like-
comics and toys are in my basement. I store them. I'm trying to get it so I can display them all. Do something like that. But I have a ton of Kenner, Star Wars, and other 80s stuff. So
I think from Star Wars, Star Wars, I'm missing Blue Snaggletooth. Duh, everyone's missing that. And I'm missing Princess Leia. Once I get Princess Leia, I have every Star Wars figure. I
Yeah.
currently have every Empire Strikes Back figure
right.
from the old line.
Yeah.
And I'm missing Power of the Force, a lot of those guys.
I was actually gonna ask about that because those are the rare ones.
I have all of the, but we're talking about and I don't have
Yeah.
the variant, which is the weird one to get. Like it's like there's the blonde haired Luke versus the brown haired
Yeah.
Luke. Like
Yeah.
to me, if I had Luke Skywalker, that's all I cared about. I wasn't thinking, oh, there's like a big head version of Han and a smaller head.
Yeah.
I don't know which. I just have Han Solo. I don't remember which one it is. Probably the one that's easier to find.
They could never get Harrison Ford right. I don't know if
I don't know
he's
why.
cursed. It's like he always looked deformed
Yeah,
in those
he
Kenner
mentioned
figures.
that he mentioned that in the interviews, and he's like, "Oh, I'm not sure if they're gonna like recast me in the next one. Just get rid of me."
Well, even in that first animated thing for the Holly special, he looks horrid. It's like, I don't know, maybe it's just his facial features. They can't get it right.
They can't do
He
it.
looks.
Yeah.
He's not
So
that
what do we
hard.
think
I
about
feel.
this? Marcus is
Yeah,
asking
this is interesting.
So
There's
at
a
the end of
rumor that
Doctor
they-
Strange to Wanda with amnesia will be in Latveria.
Ooh.
That's cool. There's a
That would be
lot
the
of rumors
Fantastic
around
Four.
this movie. I don't know if you saw the action figures that were supposed to be part of the Doctor Strange 2 line. It's like Sleepwalker and freaking. It's like when I saw them, they didn't
That's
look.
not happening.
They didn't look movieized enough to me. It's like usually when they base the figures on the movie likeness, there's more detail with clothing and stuff like that. It's more realistic, and they didn't look
Yeah.
like that. So
It reminds me of when there was rumors about there was going to be a post-credit scene with Spider-Man in Age of Ultron.
yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, look, this is what it's the X-Men rule. Until I see it on screen, it ain't happening. It's
Yeah.
like that
Yeah.
was that's the X-Men. And for Ron, you don't know this. The X-Men rule is from X-Men Part 1. Before that movie came out in the theater, there was a list of 4,000 X-Men that were going to be in it.
Yeah.
Oh, this person's in it, and that person's in it, and this person's in it, and that person's in it. And I'm watching this movie. I'm like, there's nobody in this movie. There's like 5 characters. I'm like,
Yeah,
and then my buddy was trying to make up like he's like,
There's
oh,
crowd
that-
scenes with guys with like the color schemes and
right,
stuff.
like he's like, oh, there's a girl with a yellow jacket. I think that's Jubilee.
Yeah.
I'm like, until they say, hey, Jubilee, come over here, and then she turns and comes over. That's not Jubilee. Like it's just someone in
Yeah.
a yellow jacket.
Cyclops was
yeah.
shafted in those films.
I
Oh,
know.
yeah.
Because I
Was that a
remember
big
in
complaint at the time? Sorry.
I think
For
in
me-
Apocalypse they had Jubilee and they didn't do anything with her. When the mansion got destroyed, we see her just standing around, and it's like,
Yeah,
okay, bye, Jubilee.
yeah.
Do you think they'll have Wolverine as the main character again, or do you think they'll try something different?
Oh, they'll have Wolverine again.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
I
they-
don't know. I don't know what they'll do with X-Men. To me, if I were Kevin Feige, I would try to push other characters
Mhm.
as they've been doing with their other movies, right?
They tried to do that with Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, but that was Fox,
horror-
right?
that-
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought for a second I thought you said that's fucked, which I mean is true.
It was
That movie's
Fox,
awful.
but also it's Fox. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my
yeah,
God.
so Marcus is saying that that'd be a good way to bring in Doctor Doom.
Yeah. Hey Ron, what's your experience with all this stuff? Like with going to the movie theaters and stuff, superheroes.
Oh yeah, I still remember seeing X-Men, and yeah, the internet was still early then, so I don't
Yeah.
remember reading about like 4,000 characters. But see what Marcus is saying with Doom, if they do him right this time, because you remember the last reboot of Fantastic Four,
It was
people were
awful.
crazy about that iteration.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Fat Four Stick, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Just make him a dictator. What is the problem? And
I
then
don't know.
he has super advanced technology that no one's ever seen the like before. And then he goes to the UN or whatever. He's like, "Come get some, man." It's like, listen, I'm the power in the world. I don't know what you guys are doing. And yeah, just make him like crazy and like not
Mhm.
insane, but like focused energy, but like still like a power mad dictator. Because we
Yeah.
see that in the news all the time. And there's
Mhm.
nothing unrealistic about this.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't
So
understand that. Yeah.
I think that I'm betting that they're gonna do the Fantastic Four right for once. Hopefully. We'll see. Because I love the Fantastic Four.
yeah. I'm still hoping we can see. I think Josh Trank directed it, the last one,
Yeah.
the one that bombed, because he had
Yeah.
a version he said was great, and if it's
Oh yeah, he could have said that and it was bullshit. Honestly, like
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of things about that, and like he was gonna have some weird shit. I forget exactly what it was. It was so long
From
ago.
what I've
but,
heard,
like,
though, like
I
it's
don't
just
know.
more of an extension of that. My problem with that movie is that nothing really happens. It's all just a bunch of build up, and then it ends. And from what he
Yeah.
was saying, there's more action sequences in that build up. Well, I don't care about that. It's still it's still an elevator to nowhere. It doesn't,
Right.
it's still
yeah.
like a boring story. So
I hate all this
Yeah.
fucking buildup that these.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey Andrew, I was
Hey,
just
Andrew.
talking. I was just about to talk about Spider-Man.
No,
I
you
just hate
weren't.
all this fucking buildup that superheroes always get. Like, I was just about to say, for example, Spider-Man's origin is finally finished in the MCU. Great. It took
Okay.
3 movies.
You mean 6 movies if you count Civil War?
You're
Well,
not wrong.
there
Yeah.
you go,
Yep.
man.
Yeah, it makes it even worse. But great, we have a good Spider-Man. Hopefully for the 4th film. Took long enough.
Yeah,
I don't know.
thought the Fantastic Four, the movie was okay, but
Which
it's just
one?
like you said, it didn't like set up a lot, and just like the first Amazing Spider-Man movie, it's like it's okay, just like Batman Begins, it's a great movie in that, but it's really a starter.
Mhm.
But then
Yeah.
the sequels come along and they build up more, and so yeah, Fantastic Four, so that would be cool. The end of Doctor Strange 2.
Mhm.
Wanda with amnesia in Latveria. But so we're just going to see Doctor Doom, and I wonder if they'll have a shot where they introduce the actual 4, if they're already
Yeah.
established, or if we're going to see their origin again. You know,
I
all
think
the
they'll
mean-
just
actors.
establish them. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, to be fair, like I don't know. I mean, the Fantastic Four. I mean, a lot of people these days just don't even like remember them. I feel
People have
a lot of the
people-
time.
Which one? You talking about the one with Chris Evans?
No,
People
just
have
like in
garbage
general.
memories.
I still
Yeah.
know them.
I mean, I grew up with it. I kind of love the original Fantastic. Well, not the original. That's the '90s one, but like I love the
yeah.
Yeah,
the one that
the
was
Fox
never
one,
released.
yeah.
But
So
no, I
someone's in
kind of
Black
I kind of
Panther
love
too?
the 2004 or 5 one. But it is bad, but I enjoy it. It's fun.
Yeah. Chris Evans went on to play Captain America.
Yeah.
That'd be funny if he came back as Johnny Storm again.
That'd be funny. That
I
would be
was
funny.
joking. I was joking with somebody about that actually. Like, imagine if he just randomly showed up in the
He
multiverse.
just
Doctor
like
Strange.
Raymond.
That'd be hilarious. Honestly, I would have mad respect if that happened.
Yeah, Marcus, what Marcus is saying about
This?
Lucia Van Bardas. So the rumor is that Lake Bell plays her in
Drake Bell.
in what's it
Black
called?
Panther 2?
Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
Wakanda Forever is shaping up to be like just setting up other stuff. Like
Yeah.
if Namor's in it, then I'm totally on board. But it's just that like as a Black Panther 2, it's not, right?
It's
I mean, these
not.
are all rumors and stuff.
They gotta
but
stop this.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
like it's a movie to set up a movie to set up a movie to set up a movie. When is the movie happening?
that's what Civil War did.
Well, people love Civil War, and
Yeah.
that movie's totally set up. So here's Spider-Man for no reason. Oh, here, like Ant-Man came in for no reason to help us out. Here's Black, and that's the best Black Panther we got, really.
That was the best.
I wasn't a
You-
big
that-
fan of the movie. I'm gonna be honest.
No, but Black Panther in Civil War was the best Black Panther.
The character of
the
him.
character that we
Yeah.
got, because in his own movie he didn't do anything really
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, all he did was get his ass kicked.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sean.
He got his ass kicked by this one big dude, and he got his ass kicked by Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah,
Sean, when
I've
you
had
mentioned
people.
Spider-Man in Civil War, I just thought of something because Iron Man recruits him, and we're like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
But then in Infinity War, he's like, "You can't be here. You got to go. It's too dangerous."
Yeah.
So it's like,
Right.
Oh,
So
just
why'd
'cause
you
we're going to
pull him
space?
in? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. And
Yeah,
you pull
Tony
him in
Stark is
because like
messed
Kevin
up.
Feige told him to. It's like just like, we gotta set up these other Spider-Man movies, Yeah.
Right. It's like, again, when is it going to be? Like, I just want the movie. I hope the next Spider-Man movie now is a Spider-Man movie. I just want
I think it will be.
just
Yeah.
Scorpion, just Spider-Man fights Scorpion.
Yeah.
That's it. The
I don't
next
want
movie could be
Venom yet.
Kraven. The next movie could be whoever.
Yeah, he meets a
Maybe
real
have
MJ.
Charlie Cox team up.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'd be totally down for Daredevil.
Daredevil.
Like in the next
yeah.
one, that'd be awesome. I mean, they're good
Oh,
friends
yeah.
of the comics.
I like what I always liked when Daredevil and Spider-Man were together because I
Like the 90s
Yeah.
series.
Or call it Spider-Man Marvel Tales. And it's like
Yeah.
he teams up with they're not gonna do that, but he teams
Yeah,
up with
because
Daredevil
yeah.
to take down
one good
Kingpin.
example is in the 90s series where Matt Murdock helped Peter after being framed by the Kingpin.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's a perfect team up. So yeah, Wesley Snipes. Oh, we're doing Blade versus. So this Wednesday we're doing Blade 1 versus Blade 2. I'm looking forward to that.
I've never
Wesley
seen those
Snipes,
films. I'm not
those
gonna
three.
lie.
Oh, yeah, they're awesome.
You gotta watch. Yeah, Listen, Wesley Snipes is the black man's black man. Is that fair? Truth,
Never-
let me know.
always
Let me
been
know.
a
I've
black
heard
man.
he's a big douche, but that doesn't really matter.
No,
guess.
I don't care. Well, if you were Wesley Snipes, you'd be a douche to everybody too.
I don't know what he's like.
I mean,
in his
if
recent
Wesley
movies,
Snipes
he's
was
the
in
best
like
thing about
Demolition
them.
Man with Sly.
I love Wesley Snipes. I'm like a super duper, like even White Men Can Jump. I was like all over that movie. I'm like, I love that movie. The two of them teaming up. Like Wesley Snipes is the best, man.
He was great in Expendables 3.
Yes, he wasn't
What were you
in it
locked up
long
for?
enough.
Say, what were you locked up for? It was tax evasion.
Yeah, Wesley Snipes is awesome, man. Oh man, I wish Blade 3 would have been better because it had a good cast on paper. Blade 3 had a good cast. Like if you look, it's like this was like oh, thank you. I agree. Thank you, Truth.
Maybe they had to put more money into the like $100,000 camera that they broke.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
remember. I
yeah.
remember when they were filming The Dark Knight, like they broke like 2 IMAX cameras.
Oh,
Yes, that was Anne Hathaway's stunt double, I think.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
Did she get fired?
Probably.
I love hearing stories about cameras getting broken in movies.
Yeah.
It just makes you laugh. It's like,
Especially when it's caught on another camera.
It's like, she
Oh,
broke an
God.
IMAX. She broke an IMAX camera.
Yeah.
it's bigger
Like,
than the
really?
rain, man.
Like,
Yeah. Oh!
that was
You're right,
Christopher
Truth.
Nolan.
They tried to make Ryan Reynolds take over the Blade franchise.
That's what it was.
Did
That
they?
was the problem. But like the audience didn't want that. I wanted Blade. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody wants a white guy.
Yeah. Well, he was Hannibal King. Who,
Yeah.
so I didn't know Hannibal King at that time, and if you
Yeah.
go back and Sean and I, one of our early podcasts, we talked about the first appearance of Blade. Remember that?
Yeah.
That was like years
Tomb of
ago.
Dracula. Yeah.
Tomb of Dracula.
10.
And it's like Hannibal King is like, it's like that is not Hannibal King. Like Ryan Reynolds is not Hannibal King. I don't know what was going on with that. That was just like a weird movie.
Yeah.
And Dracula wasn't Dracula. Like
No, it could have been a great Tomb of Dracula movie because that's where Blade comes from.
yeah.
And they didn't do a good job with it. So yeah.
That was disappointing. I was really looking forward to Blade Trinity, man. I was like, oh, this is going to be because like 1 and 2, like I don't know, we're going to do a 1 versus 2 this Wednesday, but it's not. I know people generally say 2, but it's not that easy. Like part 1 is a good movie.
Listen, I'll still say it. I've been reading old comics. It's funny. I one of them, you know, the Marvel bullpens and stuff. They had the items,
Yes.
and one of them is like the long delayed Captain America movie's coming out, you know, and the long delayed Punisher movie will come out just before that. Like it's great to think that Marvel has like 2 movies, you know, and it's like, oh boy, guys, just wait 20 years. But back then, this is all we had, right? So
Yeah,
when Blade
exactly.
came out, and they were all
was it really?
trash. I mean, I like them, but they were all trash.
Yeah.
When Blade came out, it was the first good thing they'd ever made in a theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
true.
Blade was.
It's like,
I
and
mean,
it,
Blade was
there's
like
like, my God,
1998.
he's a Z-less character, and it's like his origin is there, his costume's there, his attitude is good. This is the character. I can't
Wait, when
believe
did Blade
it.
come out?
We'll talk about this Truth in a second.
98, I think.
So I saw Blade Friday night. So we went to go see Blade. I saw it Friday night. I walked out of the theater and bought tickets for Saturday noon. Like I walked out and went.
Hell
like,
yeah.
I'm watching that again.
Nice.
And I went again. And then I bought the poster. I got the soundtrack. I think I got the Blade 2 soundtrack as well. Like,
Still have
I was-
any of that?
For sure. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've got
You got the
soundtrack.
poster? Are you crazy enough to have that?
I've got I think I saw the poster. And my friend,
Oh my God.
a mutual friend of ours, Sean from the Rogers television days.
Right.
He loved Blade 2, and he has the poster for Blade 2. Remember, I was carrying it around in New Jersey because I was trying to get Guillermo del Toro's autograph and stuff.
Right.
Did you ever get the? Sorry, I
Yeah,
interrupted.
go ahead.
Did you ever get the Spider-Man 1, 2, or 3 posters?
Yeah, you see Andrew's icon.
Yeah.
I have that poster, the official poster.
Nice.
Oh, the one. Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Nice.
And Steve has so Steven has the one where it's Spider-Man with MJ and it's like together and they're swinging sideways.
Oh, I know that
Yeah.
picture. I know that
Yeah,
picture.
so Steve's got that poster and I've got this
Ooh.
one.
Did you ever? You didn't get the Twin Towers one, did you?
Oh God, no!
Oh
Yeah, that one unfortunately. I
J-Man,
did not.
is it you or Steve? One of you have the Spider-Man 3 poster where he's looking behind him and it's the black Spider-Man?
That
Oh,
was
I
an
know that.
awesome
That's a great
poster.
poster.
You know which? Okay, but one of them's better than the other.
Mhm.
The one where he's in the black suit, looking and seeing a reflection of the good
Mhm.
suit, is the better one because he sees
Hold on,
himself
I
as
got
good,
that.
but he's
Oh
not.
yeah, yeah.
Like-
How about this poster right here? I have it right here.
Yeah, go for it, Andrew. I want to,
He has everything.
In
so
Biggin' them.
I'll tell you this is the better one. So okay, the reason
Really?
this is the better one is that he's in the black costume, but when he sees his reflection, he thinks he's still good, but actually he's been.
Was that in the
tainted.
DVD? I have the DVD. I'm gonna check. I
That's
swore
the
that was on
one
the
You
that-
say
DVD.
you have this
Yeah.
one?
I mean, that's fine too. I mean, that's fine. So I've got
No, I agree though. Sorry.
yeah, the black suit looking at the reflection.
your
So
friend has
that's
this?
what Steve has that one, and I have the first one. I have that. Yeah. Mine
That's
says
awesome. Yeah.
Mine says
One
Destiny.
poster I like is this one.
Yeah, that's a cool poster. But I couldn't get it. It was sold out. So when I say
Hey.
I have the poster, I'm talking about the original. Like original movie posters are 27 by 40, and new movies are double-sided posters actually.
Hey, Andrew, do you have the
I'm back. I
widescreen
had
or
to
full?
take care of
Hey.
some things.
Do
Everyone
you
has
have the
widescreen.
do you have the full or the widescreen version of Spider-Man, Andrew?
He has the widescreen version. Andrew
I'm not
has the-
sure.
Yeah, I think I do. Yeah, I do.
You might have accidentally gotten the full screen, or you have a CRT.
Hey, I'm okay with full screen.
Oh,
See all the
it cuts off the sides. The full screen cuts off the sides. You lose 30% of the image.
remember
So
those
Scream,
days.
I will be seeing Scream for sure because I've seen all the Scream movies.
Hey, J-Man, do you remember when because I remember when this was a thing. I do. I mean, I wasn't that old at all to really comprehend it, but I remember when people were debating is full screen or widescreen better, shit like that. Like when
The people who thought full screen was better were dummies. They didn't
Yeah.
understand what full screen was.
What are you talking about?
it was. I think
Wide-
those were just people that didn't want to pay for a new TV.
Well, okay, a lot of widescreen. Here's what happened. So I remember trying to get widescreen movies on VHS. It was very difficult because they were called letterboxed. So you have to go get letterboxed. So I would try to get the letterbox version of GoldenEye. That was one of the first ones I tried to get. And I also
GoldenEye.
yeah, that was very hard to get, but I did get it. But so in the old days, like a movie is a rectangle, right?
Yeah.
The ratio is 2:3:5 to 1 if it's like the 70 millimeter really skinny ones, or it's 1:8:5 to 1, whatever it happens to be. So 1:8:5 was like a rectangle, but your TV is 1:3:3, so it's like a square. It's almost like a square. So these movies would come out in the theater and they would be big. When they came to VHS, if you wanted to see the full picture, there'd be black bars at the top and the bottom, and the black bars were because it's like it had to show you the full image. So what they would do is they would zoom it in. So they would zoom the movie in, and the sides would get cut off. So then some movies like Lawrence of Arabia or Ben-Hur or even like John Carpenter, who always used 70 millimeter 2:3:5 widescreen, things would get cut off the side. So then what they would do is they did something called pan and scan, where they would actually physically move the screen to pan it to show you stuff that was happening on the side that was cut off. So sometimes you would watch a movie and you could tell instantaneously it was pan and scan because you look and it would look weird, right? You're like, that's weird. Then they came out with the letterboxing, which is that idea of having the bars. But people who didn't know better thought the black bars were cutting off the movie. And I'm like, guys, if the black bars were cutting off the movie, none of us would have heads, right? Like everybody in the movie wouldn't have any heads. It'd be like this, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not cutting off. It's showing you the full screen. So then
full screen is normally in the theaters.
So then when the widescreen TVs came out, the widescreen TVs came out, but the widescreen movies still had the black bars, and that's because the black bars meant that movie wasn't formatted. It wasn't formatted for widescreen TVs.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and when DVDs first came out, long movies were actually 2 discs. Like Robin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Robin Hood Prince of
Dual-sided.
Thieves was dual-sided, so the movie would stop halfway and you have to flip it to continue the movie.
Wasn't
That's
much
like-
difference between that and a laser disc.
Laserdisc was like
Yeah.
four.
Oh, yeah.
Though it was like four
Yeah.
long.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Like
No,
Star
what did you
Wars
guys-
was 4 laser disc
It was
platters.
4 laser
It was
discs.
crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my Jurassic Park over there is like 2 or 3.
yeah, so
You
you
have
have
to
to
stop it every half hour. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you have to be careful with DVDs. So if you buy old DVDs, you have to make sure that they're widescreen, and not only that, they have to be anamorphic widescreen to fit your
Yeah.
current new TVs.
Have-
Unless you're
have-
my friend who still has a tube TV, who literally is texting me about a Fire Stick, and then I'm like, "You have a tube TV." He's like, "Oh, it won't work on that." I'm like, "No."
No.
I mean, you could try. I mean, there's ways. I've connected my PC to a CRT one time.
Well,
Right.
that's futile.
That's a lot of effort,
There's
though.
no
You
there's
gotta
no need
buy-
to do that.
Yeah. Have
Every
you ever-
Blu-ray,
Have you ever seen this?
yeah, that's rental copy.
Is this a rental copy? Because I've
Yes.
never. I saw this at my
The
Value
Matrix.
Village, and it's like I think it's like a Hong Kong copy. It's weird.
Yeah,
It has,
so
like,
it's
foam in it.
it's like a faker. It's a fake copy.
I don't.
Is it a
is it
different
fake?
region?
Yeah, it says Hong Kong, the Philippines, Taiwan.
Oh, so it's
So it
weird.
still plays on your machine?
Yeah, it was weird though.
That looks
Yeah,
like a Pacific Mall version to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you actually
He doesn't know
recognize
what
it?
Pacific Mall is.
No.
No, I'm
So
too
on
young.
that topic of the
No, you're not from
Okay.
Toronto.
Oh,
like
Go ahead,
widescreen,
Ron.
what did you all think of the Snyder cut? The ratio of that, I think it was like 4
I thought it was
3.
good.
So
Yeah.
he shot. I think a lot of that, like he again. So that is a different ratio. Was that 1:3:3? I don't remember. Does anyone know what ratio
No,
it
I
was?
can't remember.
I think it was 4-3.
Yeah, 4-3.
4:3. Okay.
I didn't
So
mind it. Like I love the Snyder cut. With
It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't
I know you
bother me
love the
because
Snyder
I'm
Cut.
used to. Yeah, I thought I was getting scared. I thought you were gonna ask me what I thought of the Snyder cut, and you don't want to know what I thought of it. But the ratio of it doesn't bother me because I'm used to watching different ratioed films all the time.
Yeah, like each
Like-
film has a different ratio, so like I don't
Yeah.
mind the ratios to be
Yeah.
honest.
I'm
It doesn't
assuming you
bother
have
me.
these, J-Man.
I have like 100 copies of the Transformers movie, and I
Oh,
have
yeah.
that as
Yeah.
well.
I have a couple too.
I got the 4K of that, and it's the tin version.
I think I have
and all
all
that.
the copies that J-Man has. It's like
Yeah.
every time they
Every time they do
VHSs
something, I've got the
Come on.
VHSs. Every time they change it, I buy the next one.
Yeah.
My dad, just for a joke, he got me this for Christmas.
Oh, that's great,
Oh,
Turbo
cool.
Man.
Yeah.
Because I was just joking with him, like about how it's ridiculous that they actually made that. I think it's so funny because I always make fun of that film. It's so
Oh, it's a fun movie.
Yeah.
Jingle All the Way.
it's so
Jingle All
fucking
the
dumb,
Way.
but I love it. It's like
So-
watching Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
Oh, that's a great movie.
Yeah,
The only ever Santa Claus movies I've seen are the ones with Tim Allen.
Oh, I'm
the
sorry to
Santa
hear.
Claus.
Hey, I like the first one. Don't judge me.
I mean, if you like it, you like it, but they're shit.
Come on, you didn't like Tim Allen as Santa
I like the third one, I guess.
with
I
Martin
didn't see-
Short?
I didn't
Check out
see
Bad
that.
Santa.
Yeah.
Those are much better.
I
Bad
like
Santa?
the jail.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, I don't know. It's a little too raunchy for my taste, but it's.
What's
I
the
mean, you
one
at least
with,
take the second one where he's a robot Santa.
Oh God, I don't even know if I want to see Bad Santa 2 because usually, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
In my experience, like, I mean, I watched Anchorman 2 and I was excited for that, and that took like 10 years to come out, and that
Hey,
was
the Incredibles
shit.
2 took years too.
Yeah, and that wasn't very good either.
Yeah.
I don't think I saw Incredibles 2 yet.
I
Oh,
saw
is
it.
A
It's very good.
disappointment.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
don't know.
bad. It's just a disappointment.
I don't know. I don't know. I
Yeah.
just wasn't into that one as much, which is weird because it's superheroes. You think I'd be more into it.
Yeah,
My
it's
favorite
because
is
you don't have a
Wall-E.
family, right?
No, I like Wall-E
Why?
the best. That's my favorite Pixar
I like
movie.
Toy Story.
Really?
Yeah, I like Toy Story as well. Those are all good.
Yeah.
Except
Up is really good.
Up is pretty good.
Yeah,
too.
I like that.
I think we should do tier ranking Pixar. We should do
Ooh,
that.
Yeah.
Good idea.
I
We're
agree.
gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. Let's set that up. Let's do that one. That'd be interesting.
We're gonna
I
have
like
to
your
do the
DreamWorks
modern
next.
movies, and I haven't seen most of them.
Well, I like Soul. That was pretty new.
I didn't see that. No, not
Uh,
yet.
I didn't see
What-
that
Yeah,
either.
but I saw so I think it was
The last
pretty
Pixar
good.
movie I
It was
saw was
good.
Toy Story 4.
You know, Toy Story 4, I liked. There's one thing I didn't like about it, and it kind of ticked me off. And then it was
What was that?
Buzz being stupid.
no, because there's a part. Sean hasn't seen the Toy Story movies, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
I'm an
Yeah.
old man with a cold
First
heart.
one.
Yeah,
They're very good.
I'm
One,
sure
two,
they're
and-
awesome. I could probably watch them all on D+. But
Yeah,
How
no,
old were you when it came out?
I mean, the
like
first one was
19 or
1995.
something.
Oh, well, that makes sense. Why?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
you didn't
but,
grow up on it.
but we saw it for the animation. I went to see it for the animation style, right?
Yeah.
But 1, 2, and 3 are 10 out of 10. Like Toy Story 1, 2, and 3, it's like 10 out of 10. They're like genius. Toy Story 4 is really good, but the thing is, there's something happens at the end where the toys are messing around with the guy's van, and it's like they're hitting the brakes and all that, and it's affecting real life. And that never happened in Toy Story before.
Yeah, that's really dumb. I thought that was weird.
Yeah, everything that the toys do not affect real life. So it's like they'll do stuff in the background and you never see them. They'll never do something where they trip a human or something. I don't remember it happening like that.
It never happened.
It never happens. The toys are on their own.
I mean, the Al from Al's Toy Barn gets fucked over, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean, he lost his merch. He lost his toys.
Yeah, but like
he
that
lost
wasn't
everything.
like the toys should not affect human beings. Like, because when the
Yeah.
toys are hitting the
I
gas
agree.
and the car's messing around, I'm like, well, is this guy going to get a ticket now? And the cops
He
pull
could
him over. And
hit
it's like,
somebody. I don't know.
yeah, and I'm like, this is the toys affecting real life people, and I don't
Weird.
like that.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, it was a good movie. But like, yeah, like I think Wall-E is genius. I saw that twice in the theater.
I think mine, that was a pretty good movie. Like, I'm not into Pixar a lot.
You just like Batman.
No, I not just Batman. I mostly like action
Anyway.
adventure kinds of movies, and like the animations I usually watch are probably just DC and stuff like that. I seen Pixar, so they're just not for me. I was like, it's okay.
You have a problem.
Well,
No,
Sean-
I don't have a problem. It's just
Just
not
joking.
everything's meant for me. Like you have
Yeah, I
a different
know.
kind of thing that you like.
Well, I
What
like
do
the
you
thing-
like?
What?
Sorry. What do you like?
I like action adventure kind of stuff. Like I like shooters, like superheroes, and
I mean,
like
you're into Batman Beyond right now.
yeah. I heard that it's getting a revival soon.
Wait, what?
I don't know.
heard-
I'm not believing that until I see it.
Yeah.
You're a hater.
I'm not a hater. I'm just used to being disappointed by rumors.
OMG.
Oh, really? When?
You're a hater.
Skeptic.
I'm
Skeptic.
Yeah.
I tweeted that wallpaper of Spectacular Spider-Man. So check it
all
out.
right. What, will you unfollow me if I do?
If
Oh, that's
if
cool.
I do.
I don't know. I'm fucking up my words. I drink.
No, it was the same people that were right about I forgot their names, but they were right about the Batman animated series getting a revival, and this is getting a revival.
Is that
also.
even a revival? It's like CG or something, isn't it?
What?
Like the new series that people
Like
are
Cape
saying it's like the
Crusader?
animated series.
Okay, Crusaders?
That
It
that's
doesn't
a
look like the
revi-
animated series.
That's not
Well,
a
that's
revival.
because it's not. It's something
Okay,
entirely
That's
new.
not a revival. That's
Oh,
not a continuation. That's a different thing.
It's a new thing. He looks
Okay.
like he looks like
you're
the
you're
older
getting
Batman.
confused. There's Kevin Conroy is gonna be in both that and the revival because Bruce Timm's connected to it, and Bruce Timm's gonna bring back Kevin Conroy, obviously.
God, poor guy. He's getting old.
Hey,
Everyone loves Kevin Conroy.
but
He's the
dude,
best
even at his age
Batman.
now, the dude can still pull out the voice.
Yeah, well,
He
yeah.
doesn't
Who
pull it
cares?
off, yeah.
Like,
That's true.
Like he loves Batman so much, like because he like for me like the best Batman I love in animation it's always Kevin Conroy. Everyone
What's
grew up
second
with
place?
animated series. Love him
Is
and
Troy Baker second place?
Troy Baker's okay, but for me like it's always Kevin Conroy.
Well, I get that, but what's second place?
What?
I get that, but what's second place for you?
If I had to say, maybe Troy. I guess Troy Baker.
To be
Nice.
fair, like Mel Blanc voiced a lot of the Looney Tunes characters until he freaking died. So
Yeah.
man, Steve has every Looney Tunes collection there is.
oh yeah,
There's
I grew up
but-
with Looney Tunes. I fucking
It
love
is-
that shit.
It is
It's
very
hard to find.
exciting to see these these TV shows get revivals that people really love. Like,
Well,
Yeah.
we're going to be checking them all out for sure, anyways. So
I mean, it's all rumors. I'm not expecting it, but there's some things hinting at a.
yeah, but I think some of these are more legit
third
rumors
season.
than some others, right?
Yeah,
You know what?
but I've heard some convincing things about Spectacular Spider-Man might be coming
Oh,
back. I don't know.
I want to talk. I want to talk about this for a second. So, I have that issue.
Yeah,
that
I have
came
it too.
That came out a while
What
ago.
issue?
A long
right?
time ago, and now everyone's blowing up about it.
I don't know what
Yeah.
happened here. Yeah,
What?
'cause
I think someone told one of the major channels about it, and they're like, oh yeah, because they don't read comics.
they don't
right?
read
So,
comics.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was in Superman Red. I have it right in that room.
Issue
Red and blue.
1.
Issue
Right.
one,
Of course you have
Superman
it.
Red and Blue. Yeah, Superman Red and Blue. It was Superman Red and Blue, issue number 1, and it was a story where Superman is captured. He's depowered as usual, and they throw him in some basement, and it's like some weird country or whatever.
It's taken from an old world's finest story, basically. Yeah.
And they're saying that he was like, sexually assaulted. I literally, so I'll tell you right now, I literally read that. I shut the book. I
You were like-
put it in I taped up, I put it in my box, and then I called my comic shop. I said, cancel my subscription to Superman Red and Blue right now.
I thought,
Wow.
for a second, I thought you were
You're
gonna
so-
throw the. I thought you were gonna light the box on fire and throw it in the river.
No, I can't
No,
do
that's
that.
what you would do.
It was like a $7 comic or something.
And he has other comic books in
That's
there.
a lot
Why
of
would he
money
send
for a
out
comic
fire?
Books, yeah. So I
a
said,
lot.
When did it come out?
I bet your eyes were
I
burning.
mean, I have it.
My
I can go get it and look.
$7 for a comic, and when did that
Yeah.
come out?
It's a prestige format comic, so it's thick.
Right, but they're
Yeah,
mostly.
like,
yeah.
But
Like-
regular comics are $6 anyways.
Yeah, that's true.
No, it came out.
forgetting
It just
about
came
that.
out recently, like maybe
But
3 months
so
ago.
is
4
it
months ago.
still? Are they still producing more issues or no?
Did you
No.
do
That was a
review?
limited run, man. That was a
I
limited.
thought it was going to be
That was
ongoing.
like an Elseworld story kind of thing. Like,
It was
J-Man.
basically anthology series.
Yeah.
yeah.
A Dark Star. Yeah.
What?
Did you do a video on it? Because I'd watch that.
I don't think he has to do
No,
a video
because
on
I was
what
just
he
so
thinks.
angry. I'm not doing videos on garbage like that.
Yeah.
It really pissed me right off. I literally stopped reading.
Yeah.
I didn't even finish that story. I'm closing this book,
I
put
mean-
it away. I called Carlos. who's
I actually
my
never
guy.
read it. I picked it up and I never read it.
I mean, I watched your review of Green Lantern.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
the comics.
The movie?
No, like the movie.
Oh, the movie. Oh, did I
Yeah.
like?
Sometimes
Oh.
I watch your really old videos.
Oh,
They
did I
bring me
like it?
back
I
to
probably
the time.
liked it, right? I probably really liked it.
I don't even remember
But
honestly.
like, I didn't like it. I hate it. But I feel like it. People say, oh, because of this issue, the whole DC comics is trash. Like what?
Right. So
Yeah,
Arkham,
they just
Ar-
use it as a.
Yes.
It's like Geode. It's like because of Geode, a minor character in one High Republic thing, all of Star Wars sucks. It's like,
Sucks.
well,
Right.
you're just
Yeah.
being stupid
Yeah.
at this
No.
point.
Yeah. So Sean and Arkham, you guys, yeah, that's my problem with it. So I saw the videos and people talking about how he was sexually
Yeah, I
assaulted. I'm
never
like,
read
guys, this happened like 6 months ago or more.
Yeah.
This happened, and I actually posted on one of those things on Twitter, and I tweeted saying, "Hey guys, this happened like months ago. Like I have this issue. Why is everyone talking about it now?" But what they do is that they use that and say, "Oh, Superman's being ruined." It's not.
Marcus, stop
it is
with
not-
your crack.
It is not part of the Action Comics continuity. It's not part of the Superman continuity. It is not part of regular DC continuity. That Red and Blue
Yeah.
was just like a for fun thing that people are doing. It's just random. It has nothing to do with the comics.
Multiple authors.
It's
with their
multiple
own take.
authors.
Yeah.
It's their own thing.
Yeah.
It's like people just doing
Right.
their own version. It's
For
not
me,
DC.
It's kind of funny. Like I bought those issues, but I have so many comics that I don't get able to read those like big thick books. I read like Batman Black and White. I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I loved I liked Urban Legends. That
Yeah.
was but I never read I
Oh,
never
hey.
read I bought it. Bought Superman Red and Blue, but I never picked up and read it because I have other comics I had to read.
We'll just keep it, Andrew. I've got to log off now.
Oh,
anyway,
sure
so-
thing, man. Sure thing.
But
Before I go, Marcus, no one is. You can't say Batman Beyond and Cassandra Cain is better than Bruce Wayne. You can't. Bruce Wayne. If you had Bruce without Batman, there would be no Red Hood. There would be no Nightwing. There would be no Cassandra Cain. So saying that is
Ooh.
kind of
okay,
incorrect.
Ar-
Yeah, say
Arkham,
that about Superman with every superhero. Sorry.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me just make sure that we know what's going on here. Nobody's better than Bruce Wayne except for Superman, so that's it. It's like Superman is number 1, Batman's number 2, and that's it. There's no
Spider-Man's number 3.
Spider-Man is in the top 5. Yes, I'll give you. He's in the top 5.
Cassandra Cain's not better than Batman.
Nobody's
I
better
don't know
than
who that
nobody's,
is.
nobody's
Yeah.
better
What the hell
than
is that? Is that from
Batman.
that trash Birds of Prey movie?
Spider-Man is better than Batman.
What about
Can-
Turbo Man?
No,
He's a Cassandra Cain stan, so
I would say
Spider-Man is
Spider-Man's
better
in
than
the,
Batman.
this is
I would say
logic.
Spider-Man's in the top 4. I would think for sure. He's in the top 3 or 4. Has to be
Which
Spider-Man.
which writer?
Like regular, just Spider-Man, the character. I don't care about the writer. I'm talking about
David
Spider-Man.
Mitchell.
Spider-Man
Not Dan
is one
Slott, is it?
And you
Spider-Man's
can
one of
make
the
that
greatest
argument
characters.
that yes, Cassandra Cain has the greatest martial artist, but who trained Cassandra Cain? Batman,
Arkham.
the League Assassin.
Breathe.
These aren't real
breathe.
people, Arkham. Calm down.
Arkham, hold on, breathe. It's okay.
Yeah, you're talking to the number one Batman fan here.
everybody knows Bruce Wayne's better than Cassandra Cain. That's like a
Arkham, you got your own
Making
channel. You
sure.
make a rant video or something right now.
Yeah, everybody knows that. Marcus is just pulling your leg, I think.
Hey, I'll watch your live stream if you make a rant.
Nah,
Yeah,
I'm not
besides,
doing-
you're
I'm not
talking
doing
to the number
rants.
one Batman fan here.
Yeah.
All right,
You're
guys.
talking
Yeah, I
to
don't
the
make
number one
rants.
Rainy fan right here too.
Hey.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's not a bad thing.
All right, guys, we got to go. We're going to be back on Wednesday. This Wednesday, we're doing Blade 1 versus Blade 2. That's going to be super
All right.
exciting.
Great, a movie I've never seen.
Well, watch
I'm
both of them.
looking
They're both
forward.
great.
Bye.
I mean, I guess I
All
have
right,
time.
guys. Yeah, take care.
All right, see ya.
See ya.
Bye.
Thanks, Ron, for coming on.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
All right, take care, guys.
See ya.
See ya.
Hey friends, you've just been listening to J-Man, and he is the smartest person who ever lived. So make sure you like and subscribe.